fall for it again.
You've gotten in trouble in the past. What happened?
I got in jail a couple times.
But you still do it?
Hell yeah.
You're now listening to the A.I.T.B podcast.
Start hitting record, and yeah, you good?
I'm good, baby.
Okay, hell yeah. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to All in the Bag podcast. I'm your host, Myan, the show where I sit down with writers from around the Bay Area and we talk shop. Today, I'm hanging out with the Charlie Sheen of tagging. I'd like to bring onto the show Seudoe.
Thank you, baby.
Absolutely love that name, by the way.
Thank you, man.
All right, well, yeah, man. So before we get into the episode, I like to do, hit up the sponsors. So I have some gifts for you. So first one is Club Ghoul 667. He
Rad.
partnered up with Acre 47, so they came out with the CG 47 marker.
Cool.
It's an oil-based, opaque, UV-proof marker. So please feel free to hit that up.
Very nice.
Catch tons of your famous Cuddy tags in the most random spots.
I'll try my best.
But yeah, big shout out to Club Ghoul 667. You catch him, on Instagram under the same name. He does tons of amazing inks, refills, markers, whatever you need as far as tagging, paraphernalia.
Thank you, Club Ghoul.
Yeah, he's got it. And he's just a solid dude. So I love working with that guy. Second sponsor is Blasphemy Magazine.
Oh, this thing's sick.
Yeah. So,
Rad.
It's a recreation of old school Xerox zines, where it's black and white. The way they did it back in the day, but obviously much better quality now.
Fuck
Those
yeah.
dudes are super cool, and they gave me a bunch, and so yeah, so that's for you. It's all golden era, late 90s. Yeah,
Cool, man.
and then it was sick. And then lastly, me, leftcoastsigns.com for all of your sticker needs, vinyl, eggshell, holographic, literally anything. Also do laser cutting, laser engraving, t-shirts, fucking graphic design, you name it. But majority, obviously, the people that listen to this podcast just want eggshell stickers. So I got you a fat pack of eggshell stickers.
Oh, rad.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, man. Thank you.
Yep. And then also my newest invention, the Extendo Clip. So
what's
this
this?
is a telescopic sticker applicator. So if you need to put a sticker up super high up without climbing, you can just fucking use that.
Use it to scratch my back, too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe just with the side of it, because, it's a...
Looks sexual in a way.
It's a little
I kinda
wiper.
Like that.
Yeah, so that'll get you some stickers super high up. I mean, the best part about that is just stickers will run a lot longer because it's harder to buff them, right?
Cool,
Anything
man.
that's within reach, people can peel. Well, with eggshell they can't peel, but it's nowadays people are hitting me up and dude, you see these fucking stickers and they're fucking 10 feet high, and I'm like, yeah, you should buy an Extendo Clip. Support me.
I have my homie down in SoCal. He was always a very ingenious writer. This guy Yoke.
Okay.
He stays up here now, but from where I'm from in SoCal, he was always came up. I remember he came up with something like this almost 20 years ago, and it's cool to see that. I don't know. It's cool to see that it's been made. Because I've seen him jerry rig some shit together.
I mean, I'm definitely not the first one to make it. This is just my interpretation of it. But yeah, they've been around for quite some time. And once I got my hands on it, I'm like, oh, these are great. And then I started reaching out to manufacturers, and I had a homie. Shout out my man Scotty. This has nothing to do with anything graffiti related, but he's a motorcycle fabricator.
Sick.
And so I'm pretty deep in the motorcycle scene, and so he does tons of 3D rendering and shit. And I was like, yo, do you think you can make me a little wiper blade or something like that, a 3D render I can send out to a manufacturer? And then we played around with a bunch of things, and then we were able to make it happen. So
super sick, man. Thank you.
yeah, so the sticker extender applicator, I call it the Extendo Clip, but and then stickers are all available at leftcoastsigns.com. So holla at your boy.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Well, with that out of the way, we can kind of get into the meat and potatoes of today's episode. First of all, thanks for coming on to the show, man. Talking with you. I've been aware of you for a long time.
Rad. Thank you.
And and also shout out to Block who set this up.
Yeah, young Block, my apprentice.
Yeah. Block's the man. I've hung out with him a few times. Hanging out at Char's house. aka the Trap. And he was just like, he's the one that was like, you should do Seudoe. And I was like, oh, I 100% agree. I was like, set that up. And then here we are today.
I remember, yeah, that was like back in March. I was in the stacker yard when I got a text from him about it. And
Oh, really?
I was like, oh yeah, I'm super down, man. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It is an honor and a privilege to be sitting here today, man.
Fuck yeah,
Thank
dude.
you.
All right. Well, yeah. So at the beginning of the episode, I like to start it off same way as I always do, chronologically. How did you get started with graffiti? Kind of like what was the time period, and kind of what was going around you for you to be like, I'm gonna do this.
I think I've thought about this question, and I think I had some like moments growing up as a kid that I think planted the seed in my head of like the satisfaction of getting over, or like the satisfaction of doing fucked up shit that people don't know about, I think is what clicked for me. And like one of the first things that comes to my mind is like, and I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I've been writing since middle school or elementary school. I'm not going to sit there and say that. I started hella late.
Yeah.
But like I remember, because I grew up in a neighborhood, and it was just all families, young families, and I have an older brother, and there was just a bunch of kids in my neighborhood, and then I remember one day my brother and his friend, they were riding bicycles, and they parked their bicycles on the side of the house, and I was probably in kindergarten or first grade, but they left their bikes on the side of the house, and I found a can of like, I remember it was like the gold Krylon. I found a can of gold Krylon in the garage, and I spray painted both their bikes completely gold. The tires, the seat, everything. And I remember,
I know they were pissed.
I remember them coming out and being so fucking pissed, and they're like, who did this? And I just remember sitting there, and they're like, we're gonna get the fingerprints off the spray can, we're gonna figure out. And I remember being hella scared, thinking that they were really gonna do that. And I think that moment really like planted some sort of seed in my head of like the satisfaction of like fucking people's shit up and them not knowing who it is. Like, who the fuck fucked my shit up? Because it's came about so many different times growing up, like, and I remember in middle school going around, like we were talking about, I would go around and tag like the Undertaker symbol from WWF. We would go around and tag that. Like, I did a lot of like civilian graffiti for the purpose of just fucking shit up. And
so you're the kid that's
off.
like doing like Metallica and AC/DC and like,
I don't know if I got that far. It was like WWF symbols or like the Dead Kennedy symbol,
Oh, sick.
And then I want to say like the first like dedicated graph I did was I have an older brother. He's like 2 years older than me, and he was a punk ass growing up. Like, he got me into punk, he got me into hardcore. And I remember one night we were sitting like in his room, and we were listening to Tiger Army, and they have that song like FTW, Fuck the World. Mm-hmm. And I remember we used to have a field behind our house that had this brick tower behind it, and we would stare at it. And he's like, he sketched up like, it's probably hella toy, but it was like just an FTW like block letter. And I went with him, and we did it like, it was like a roller fill, I remember, and it was on this tower that faced my middle school. And I remember the next day going to like school and everybody seeing it because it was big, and everyone was like, at the time they're like, it means fuck the whites, everyone had their own interpretation of it. And like, I think that shit like always just stood out to me, and so like my brother kind of helped get me into it, long story short. And then
what year was that?
Fuck, dude, that was probably, let me think, like probably 2000, probably the year 2000.
How old were you?
I was probably like 13 at the time.
Damn.
And my brother's a little older. My brother's since moved on to be a outstanding citizen. He's a good civilian.
Okay.
He still loves to talk graph with me, but that's where it ended with him. I think my brother liked to do it just to be a punk ass. And then that like clicked with me, and then
he had the teen angst.
He definitely did, and then in high school I was like hella into like the straight edge hardcore scene. And there used to be these like, I don't know if there still is, but there used to be these like mosh crews, like pitting crews.
Yeah.
And there was a crew in my hometown called Vengeance Crew, VC, and they would go to shows and like mosh and beat people up who they didn't know. they're dicks. But
Yeah.
they would tag, and like I saw them tagging like VC, and like that kind of gained my interest. So during high school, I tried to do some sort of like interpretation of that, like my own rendering, which was super hurt. And then through like the hardcore scene, and I met various people, you know, and like a few
Sure.
of them wrote. And then we met, one of my homies dated this chick who they eventually broke up, and she started dating this new guy who was a writer. But she was cool. Like, she lived in my neighborhood, and we were always cool. And I met him. He used to write a Visa from KEF. He stayed up here for a while. They had a crew, KEF. That guy, Pork, who passed away, he was in KEF
No shit.
at one point. This was like
rest in peace. He's
2006.
fucking San Jose legend.
Yeah, he was hella sick. So I met Visa, and that's where I was like wanting to learn more about it. You know, like up until then I had been doing it like willy-nilly and like knew nothing about it. You know, there wasn't the internet. There wasn't, or I at least didn't know about like any of these like 12 ounce or anything like that. So
Gotcha.
he kind of like started to school me about it, or like he kind of told me, he gave me the basics. He gave me the
Right.
basics. He took me for the first time to like a graph shop, this place called GCS in Santa Ana, Globe. I think it's called Globe Clothing. So he took me to get like my first streakers and stuff like that. And from there, you know, he gave me a name. He gave me this name, Dusk. So I used to write Dusk down in SoCal, where I'm from. So
DUSK.
DUSK, yeah.
Okay.
So from there, he kind of schooled me, and then I met some other dude who wrote Bizarre, not Bizarre from Lords, but this is all like Southern California. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
I'm from God's country, Lake Elsinore, California. I don't know if you've ever been, but
Can't say that I have.
it's beautiful, man. It's like a well manicured version of Stockton or Los Manos in a way, you know.
Whoa,
But
that's
it's glorious, man. It's glorious.
That's hilarious to say that it's a manicured version of Stockton, because Stockton sucks.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it down there.
Lake Elsinore.
Lake Elsinore.
I'm just curious. What is it closest to? Oh, okay. So it's like
It's a dump for sure.
it's like in between the coast of Laguna Beach, but then also like in between like Riverside,
Yeah, down there. Down there.
Temecula. Okay.
That's where I hail from.
I kind of know that area, not like too well, but there's a huge motorcycle event called Born Free, and it's kind of close to that.
Where's that one at? Is it Temecula?
It's actually, what's this place called again? Fuck, I always forget. It's sorry guys, as I'm doing this, fucking, it's east of Santa Ana. Why am I fucking blanking on where it's at? It's like it's in a camp spot, and I was just there literally a few months ago, or a month ago. Born Free just happened. It's huge. It's the biggest motorcycle.
I feel like I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I feel like I
it's
have.
the biggest motorcycle event in the world. I mean, like, people from all over the world get together. You know, it's a huge in Japan. So like Moon Eyes is like a famous hot rod motorcycle like company that they make, you know, billet parts and shit like that. And so
Sick.
like, yeah, they fucking, actually this year it was hella random, but there was actually 10 invited Japanese builders.
Rad.
Yeah, it was really cool. I got to meet like you know, I speak, well, I can't say I speak Japanese, but like I'm able to communicate Japanese because I took it in college. And yeah, I was able to, I'm actually going to Japan next month.
Rad.
And so like I'm linking up with a bunch of those dudes and riding like Harleys in fucking in
Hella
Japan.
sick,
So I'm
man.
super excited. I think it's Silverado. Now that I'm remembering, Born Free. I'll cut most of this dead air.
No, it's beautiful.
Born Free motorcycle show. Oh, so yeah, it is Silverado. It's at Oak Canyon Park in Silverado.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not into motorcycles, like I highly recommend, just because it's like, dude, the shit that they do, just the artistic aspect of like painting and manufacturing and welding these crazy elaborate motorcycles. It's like not your daily drivers, right? And then you're like, holy shit, this is tight. I mean, that's me. I don't want to take away from obviously your space, but we
Nah, don't
we
worry
ended up
about
getting
it.
into it. But yeah, but I know the general area of where you're talking about, where you grew up.
Yeah, so that's kind of like where I grew up out there. And that's like where I learned to write. Like, I started writing out there, and then
What's out there? I mean, like
it's
for you,
boony as fuck. Hell,
I was gonna say
boony.
because like based on the map, like there's not a lot of gray, from like buildings. It's like a lot of dirt.
It's hella boony, and I really credit that area a lot for like because I've talked about it with homies like my good homie Forge and like a lot of the 3XK guys. Like I really credit that area for giving or like forcing writers to be creative and like and do your research on your spots. Like I think the point of graph down where I'm from is to beat the buff, and like so that's been something that's like stuck with me is like I hate getting my shit buffed. So like I think that's one of the reasons why scribing like I got so into scribing is like I like landmark shit, and I really think Inland Empire, that whole area, like birthed a lot of dope writers that like still have shit running today for like 20 years, and
Yeah, you're forced to do cutty, so now you look at the world through a different lens versus like people that grow up in the inner city. They're just bombing. It's like they're gonna get buffed, and then over time they just get gray washed.
yeah, totally. Like that area, like the area I grew up in, like there wasn't like crazy city bombing, and like I didn't really see dumpster graph until I moved up to the Bay,
Oh, okay.
because like it's just hella boony. Like I said, it's like kind of like a glorified version of Los Banos or something in a way.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's just rolling hills, dirt, desert and shit, but like there's like abandoned shit here and there, and like a decent tunnel scene. There's a decent tunnel scene down there too.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I, throughout the years that like I've known you, and I do want to talk about scribes, like give it its own proper thing, but definitely scribes and like definitely tunnels. I think it's definitely like what when I think of you as like the one of. I would say honestly, out of all the people I've talked to, I think you're probably one of the cuttiest writers.
Oh, thank you, baby.
Ever.
Thank you.
So yeah, so I think definitely growing up in that area, I can see how it's forced you to become that cutty person. So yeah, that's cool that there's a good tunnel scene. Now I'm interested in going down there and trying to do my own research.
Yeah, if you do, I could point you in the right direction. Like I could point you in the right direction of like where to get started or where to lurk. There's definitely like there's some good cutty shit down there, but that area definitely like bred a whole different like a type of writer that like is into like researching your spots and stuff like that, like I'm really into like researching my spots, like all like parking, walking, like everything about it, and I try to bring that up here and have been doing so. And the last couple of years, so I still drive down there a lot. My parents are still there.
Okay.
Still in the same house I grew up in.
Damn.
So I've driven down there a decent amount in the last year, so.
Okay, and hit a bunch of spots in between.
Yeah, there's a bunch of shit on the 5,
Oh, yeah.
hella abandoned shit. And every time I drive down, I'll see it, and like I'll just mark it on my map. And then all these random nights, like on the weekends, I'll just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna drive 3 hours and get this shit off the 5. And I've been doing it, because I was able to get myself a brand new vehicle with technological advancements in it, so I'm able to connect my phone and get to where I need to be and not have to worry about breaking down. So as a result of that, I've been driving to get expanded. This shit. I've been able to like get all this shit that I've been eyeballing for years. I used to like sit on it because like I was like, my fucking car is gonna break down. It's gonna be fucking whack, dude.
Yeah.
Because I've had my car break down when I'm going out to do graph on the side of the freeway, and
it's the worst feeling in the world.
Fucking sucks, dude. Hell, it sucks.
Yeah, because then you call a tow truck and shit, and it's like, oh man, that looks fresh, and you're like, it must have just happened before I broke down.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude, I totally hear you, man. Highway 5 definitely has some great cutty ones. I actually hit like it might have been like a Foster Freeze or some shit like that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it fucking ran for years, and then I actually, on my way to Born Free, speaking of, on my way back, I was like, oh, I'm gonna pop in, because every time I pop in just to see, if anyone's gone over me, because I go down to SoCal pretty often as well, and so the whole wall fell over.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, well, all right.
I know what you're talking about, because I've been to that Foster Freeze to get ice cream like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I seen it abandoned, and I was like, Fuck.
Yeah, you know what's funny too is that as I was coming back from Born Free, and I went to go see if I was still running, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't have paint on me to take the spot back." But all of a sudden, like 4 UTI dudes pulled up, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is so random," you know. And they're all rocking UTI shirts, and I was like, "Okay, what are you guys, right?" You know,
Like a team.
yeah. And then like, yeah, we ended up like trading stickers. They're all super cool. They're all like based out of Sacramento. And then I was like, "Yeah, I know Maeve. You know, like that's the homie." And fucking, oh, what the fuck? And yeah, it was just super. I was like, out of all the places in the world that I pull over on the side of the road, I bump into fucking 4 riders. You know.
They have hella, like, the last time I drove down there, they have a decent amount of, like, tags on all the freeway signs. Like, they mobbed it pretty good one night or something, you know, because they got a lot of the freeway signs.
Yeah,
like,
it was
little
the
quick one-liner tags.
Mm-hmm. It was the UTI like 40 years anniversary party, so they all got
sick.
together. So I think, you know, they all went ham.
Hella sick.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So so as you're coming up in that area, Lake Elsinore,
God's country.
yeah,
Beautiful.
is that
very beautiful?
Is that really what they call it?
I'd like to think so. I feel like I call it that, you know. I love it down there.
Yeah, that's fresh, dude. You know, like what? So how long were you riding Dusk for?
I rode Dusk. See, I started in 2006.
Okay.
So I started in 2006. Got wrapped in 2007. Mm-hmm. Got wrapped in a tunnel. I was with my homie Yoke, the one I mentioned earlier.
In a tunnel.
In a fucking tunnel, like a buffoon. You know.
How does that happen?
So yeah. So we went to a tunnel, and it was me and Yoke and this other guy Mize. Mize doesn't he stopped riding from this situation, but Mize was also he's the guy who gave me my first scribe, and he was like. We could go more into that, but he was the dude who gave me my first scribe. I'll go into more of that later. But
okay.
So we went to a tunnel one night in a burnt ass area. It went under the freeway, but to get to it, you had to walk through a park, and it was a burnt fucking tunnel. It was like smashed with hella cheesy ass graph. But to get there, you have to park in a neighborhood, and all 3 of us brought our ladders. I brought my dad's ladder. And
was this like, because I mean, obviously this is back in the day. Was this before telescopic ladders?
Yeah, this was like
so you just had full on Home Depot ladders,
12-foot, 15-foot. I think I brought my dad's 20-foot ladder. And,
how did you guys even fucking like strap it to the top of the car? Or
no, I think the homie Yoke had an old Tacoma.
Oh,
so
sick.
It was all able to fit in the back of the truck, you know. So
that's hilarious.
We parked in a neighborhood in the suburbs, and it was like, I want to say like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, and we had to walk through this park, and we were just going to do floaters, you know, we were just going to do high up shit that I believe is still there today.
Oh, shit.
Still there from 2007, and we had to walk through this fucking park. We're getting there, we're damn near finished, and lo and behold, the cops come.
Inside of the tunnel.
Yeah, they come from both sides, and they're like started yelling their police jargon or whatever, and fucking
was it like a wet tunnel?
No, it was like a dry tunnel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it's hot over there, so I would
hot,
assume it's like
dry.
just trickle.
No boots. You didn't need to like come suited up or anything like that. But
okay.
Yeah, they come in, they surround the tunnel, and I was still at the time like still avidly going to like hardcore shows and shit. So a part of the hardcore attire was I carried brass knuckles with me like a toy. I had brass knuckles in my backpack, and
that's not a good look.
And according to law enforcement, that's a felony. And so they took me to the local jail where I had to sit for like not long, like 2 days, but enough to get put in general population, and like I shared a cell with this like tweaker dude who wrote Cope, and he wrote Cope, and I remember talking to him about graph, and it's funny because I seen his shit later on the freeway, and it was hella hurt. But
damn. And obviously this isn't fucking New York Cope.
No, it was like a tweaker scrawny dude who wrote Cope. And
that's hilarious.
That being said, sorry for the long story.
No, it's great, please.
But this was before, thank God this was before the internet published the news or anything, but they put this shit in the newspaper, and in the newspaper they put like 3 teens wearing miner helmets with climbing equipment caught vandalizing, and like they made a spectacle of it. But in the newspaper, they put our real names and then what we wrote. So they put my name and then they're like Dusk, and then they put like that, you know. So they like they totally like.
Do you have a copy of this?
I bet you my mom does. I bet you my mom does. Or I know some of the homies have like they cut it out of the newspaper, but
Yeah.
thankfully you can't find it. It was before they archived shit on the internet, you know, because I've tried to find it.
Yeah. Elmer's glue fucking to a black book somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, because I think my dude Hemp 83, he when I met him, he's like, yeah, I cut that thing out of the newspaper because it's funny. They made like a spectacle. They said like miners helmets and like rappelling gear. We didn't. We just had a ladder. Anyways,
That's hilarious, dude. I've newspaper clippings. I mean, it doesn't happen often. I actually still have, and just random tangent because it reminded me of it. But when Zamar first started really painting in San Francisco, he like was doing his squids everywhere.
yeah, I seen that shit.
And he got compared to BNE in the article, and I was
crazy.
like, this is fucking insane. And so I still have that to this day. So like, yeah, Zamar, if you, for some reason you listen to this, I have that if you want it. But
I seen your shit in Amsterdam.
sick.
If Zamar does hear this, I seen him in Amsterdam. That shit was sick.
yeah, I fuck with that dude tough.
So so yeah, they put all of our info in the newspaper, and of course my parents read it. At the time, I worked at a country club. I was like a cart kid. I would wash the golf carts down.
So fire.
So I remember like, you know, on this day, they like had me go to the side of a hill and pick golf balls out of the hill. They're like, you're going to go get the golf balls out of the hill. And I remember the country club had the newspaper like right there in the front for all the members. And like everyone was hella displeased because me and the homie that got caught worked at the country club. And they were like hella displeased, you know. And I remember the general manager came, and I was like on the side of a hill getting golf balls. And I see him and he's all, that's a shame. We thought you were a good guy.
Whoa.
And I was like, I didn't do anything bad, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, so.
Like pictures of your face and shit, or just your
No,
name?
not our face, thankfully. Like, no mugshots.
Oh, you could have
or
been
anything.
like, yeah, that's just another, you know.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it was the fact that it was me and my homie. Both our names, and we both worked there.
Yeah.
So like it made it kind of hard to contest, you know.
Did you guys get fired?
No, I didn't get fired, but
Oh.
I definitely got called. Everyone at my work started calling me Aerosol. Like a hella cheesy nickname. Hella cheesy.
Yo, Aerosol, go get these balls.
Yeah, exactly. Go get my balls, Aerosol. And with pleasure, buddy.
Yo.
But with that being said, is like, since they put that shit in the newspaper, my parents saw it, and like, so my parents knew I wrote Dusk.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like learning how to scribe, and I remember one day, like, my dad just works construction, and as a result of the police taking his ladder, and I remember, I guess to go more into this story, my homie drove, and my dad's construction truck was in the driveway. And then I parked my like 1990 Camry behind his, and then I got arrested. And I remember it was at the time they had the T-Mobile sidekicks. So I remember like flipping it and texting my brother like, "Yo, I just got arrested."
You still able to grab your phone?
Because first they took us to the Murrieta Police Department, and it wasn't like some Western jail where there was like a bars or anything. It wasn't like some Western jail or anything like that.
It was just like a room.
It was just like the local precinct, and they took us there first to like do all the, you know, do the report or the processing and shit like that. And then so I was able to text my brother. I think I was able to text like this other dude who worked at my work, who was like the manager, who I was cool with, and I was like, "Yo,
Yeah, I ain't coming in."
I ain't coming in, homie. Sorry.
On the sidekick, did you hit him on aim?
I think it was AIM or
That's
something
hella
like
funny.
that. I love the sidekick. That
Dude,
shit was sick.
I was obsessed with my sidekick.
So cool, man. They need to bring. I thought they were gonna bring it back.
I
That's what
actually,
heard.
you know what, random tangent, but I actually just pre-ordered the Clicks communicator. Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
It's Android based. It's from the designer of BlackBerry. Mr. Mobile, and I forget, but it's basically like these three like huge technology dudes came together. They came out like a year or two ago with a iPhone case that adds BlackBerry keys to the iPhone case. It's called just the Clicks keyboard, and so they're coming out with their own phone that's like Android based. It's called the Clicks Communicator, and I was like, yo, fuck iOS. Like, we're already being like so monitored by so many things. I was like, I mean, granted, it's Android, but whatever. I was like, I'm quitting iOS. I'm too addicted to my phone because, you know, my business is, you know, Left Coast Signs is obviously on the internet. I got to make reels for people to see my shit. I'm just too chronically online, and I need a break. So I pre-ordered it, but it has like a real physical keyboard. There's no on-screen keyboard. And so like it reminds me of that time period back in the day when like the Sidekick, I had one, you know, I was obsessed with it. I had Blackberries. It's like, oh man, this is tight. So
that shit was cool.
I'm regressing in technology.
So where was I going with this? So you're texting
people.
I got arrested. They took me to the jail, and then I texted my brother, and I was like, hey, I got arrested. And as a result, my dad couldn't go to work that day because I blocked him into the driveway. And I remember getting out of jail, like, I don't know, like 2 a.m. the next night. And I remember all these voicemails like, you ruined my day of work. Like, thanks a lot, son. You ruined my day of work. And like all just hella shameful shit, you know. And
he didn't have a spare key for your car?
No, I don't think they could find it or anything like that.
Oh,
so
what a bummer.
It ruined a day of work for my pops. I'm sorry. Sorry, pops. But so as a result, I had to work off to pay this debt. I had to work for my dad. He's like, because his ladder, it was a nice Home Depot ladder.
Yeah.
That
dude, they're expensive.
He said it was like $300, which to 18-year-old me at the time like was a fortune. You know, I couldn't
100%.
afford that shit.
Yeah.
I think at the time, I worked at the country club, so I had to work with my dad.
How much were you making an hour back then?
Fuck, I feel like $10 an hour, and I was like, damn, dude, I'm doing fucking great for myself right now. I'm
double digits
I'm
in 2006, dude. Like, holy shit.
And we would get tips like scrubbing golf clubs and like giving golfers massages. Like,
hey,
massage me, boy.
Hey, Aerosol, come here, work my back.
Aerosol, I need a massage. You can give me some balls too.
What fucking Epstein ass country club spot is this?
It's a common thing that they're gonna eventually dig into this. Eventually, is these cart kids becoming getting used and abused by these old country club perverts? You know, I'm gonna expose this shit eventually one day.
Careful, man. Fucking hey, you know, Seudoe is not suicidal.
I'm not. I'm great, baby. So I had to work to pay off this debt to buy my dad this Home Depot ladder. And then we all went out to, I don't know if I was there or if my brother told me this, but they went out to like Del Taco or something. And I remember my dad had to go take a piss, and my dad seen dusk on the toilet.
Oh.
And I remember my dad telling my brother, like, tagging toilets, that's so low. And I remember
this is getting out of hand.
And I just remember, like, ever since they put it in the newspaper, like, my parents
looking for
just
dusk everywhere.
Looking for dusk and just giving me shit. Like, my parents are hella cool. They're hella cool, but like, they do not turn down an opportunity to clown me. They'll hella clown me if they can. So they just kept, like, you know, I was just like, that, and this shit's burnt. Like, my parents know what I write.
Yeah.
They're looking for it everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Or and when it comes up, they're talking hella shit.
Yeah.
All the shit I did as dusk is already hella toy enough.
How old were you when you so, like, you know, because obviously you say you got caught with brass knuckles and that's a felony. Like, are you already 18 and you caught a felony, or are you underneath?
Yeah, so I started hella late, man. Like, I started at the end of high school when I was 18.
Oh, shit.
I started
so you
at the
caught
end
a
of high
felony.
school.
Did it stick?
No, it got dropped to a misdemeanor.
Okay.
I had to get this, like, scumbag lawyer, Jim Boyd. Fuck you, Jim Boyd. He just was a greaseball, like some greaseball lawyer who drove an
Better
old
Call
Porsche.
Saul type shit.
Greasier.
Oh, really?
Greasier. And I, like, because my mom, growing up, she was a waitress, but then eventually,
like, I know a guy.
Eventually, she got through that job, she became a dental assistant.
Oh, okay.
And her boss is like some, you know, high-end dentist who was like bougie as fuck. And he recommended this lawyer because he's like, he helped me through a divorce because he's like had hella divorces, I think. So he
Jesus
recommended this guy, Jim Boyd. So I hired Jim Boyd. I had to spend all of like my, like I got like some money for graduating high school
Yeah.
from like my aunt and like my grandma and everything.
Yeah. So that all went to fighting this.
That all went to Jim Boyd, and he was able to get that shit reduced to a misdemeanor.
Okay.
I remember he's like, call me in 3 years when you finish your probation, and I'll get it expunged for you. And I was like, okay. And 3 years later, I called Jim Boyd, and he's like, I don't remember saying that. I was like, yeah, you like, why would I call you?
3 years later.
Why would I don't want to call you to begin with, but like, why would I call you? And he's like, I'll tell you what, man. He's like, I'm going to email you the form. It's really easy to fill out, and then you could go down to the courthouse and submit it yourself. And so that's what I had to do.
All the work and shit.
I had to go and get it all like I had to take care of it getting expunged and shit, you know.
Okay.
But
Yeah, so you're free and clear.
so I'm free and clear. Got it
Okay.
expunged, but
Okay.
I got probation. It's funny because like they gave me a choice of like house arrest or community service, and I just did house arrest, and
Yeah.
like I had to work at the country club with this fat ass thing on my
Ankle
anklet.
monitor.
Yeah, and I missed some good hardcore shows as a result because I was
Oh,
on house
bummer.
arrest. But I remember meeting I met the chick at the time who I was dating. I met her mom with the house arrest anklet bracelet on, and she was cool though. She didn't mind, you know, she didn't mind.
Damn.
But so where am I going with this? Yeah, so
All right. Yeah. So yeah, you're.
started at 8. I started hella late, you
yeah.
know, and I feel like I started because
I
was
mean,
like
technically, you know, you got the FTW at 12, so it's like you're, you know, maybe the progression of like, oh, I'm full on painting at like 18. You know, it didn't start when you were like 15. Okay, but you know,
Uh-huh.
you've been introduced at an early age.
Yeah, I like definitely grew up always interested in it, you know, and I think I just needed someone to like kind of show me, you know, because
Right.
like I think I just didn't want to get into it without knowing anything about anything at all. I needed someone to school me a little
Sure.
bit, you know.
So before you got wrapped for that though, like was there, as you're getting into graffiti and you start paying attention, is there like names that are popping in your head that you're like, oh, I see that guy getting it a lot, and like, you know, that's where your interest is going before like you're like, oh, I'm hanging out with these dudes that are like taking me under their wing and giving me a scribe and this and that.
Yeah, so the homie who gave me a scribe, he gave me a scribe because he's like the person that's getting it all, and I'm gonna credit him for being the scribe king is Hemp 83. Like that guy is the motherfucking scribe king. He's like, this guy has everything, and I kind of like through like we kind of grew up in a similar area, so like my brother knew him.
Oh, okay.
And so like I already kind of knew of him, so like I would hear all of this like lore about him, and like at the time I'm like 18, like painting and tagging here and there, but then I kind of heard through like people that knew him like, oh, these guys go like on straight up missions, like they go to places just to scribe, and like these people are doing graph every day or damn near every day, and like at the time that like blew my mind, you know.
And you're like,
And,
what? This is what you do?
Yeah, I did not comprehend that at the moment, you know. I
Okay.
was just like, I thought you just did graph randomly, but you know, then I started hearing about like these people straight up travel to do this, you know, and like I think that's what like kind of blew my mind. And I want to think the first time I got out of my area was like when I was 18. I went to Vegas with my brother and his friend. And I remember driving out in the middle of the desert and seeing like these people from my hometown have freeway shots like in the middle of nowhere.
Oh.
And it just like, I'll always remember it. It like blew my mind. Like, damn, these fools drove like 3 hours to paint this highway shot. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And seeing like, not the evade up here that passed away, but there's an evade from where I'm from
Okay.
who like is one of like the godfathers of like what we call landmark graffiti. Like
Okay.
getting shit that ran, you know, and like, so seeing these dudes out there, Hemp 83 evade like couple hours from home, scribes like freeway shots. And I remember it just like it blew my mind, being 18, seeing this graph like hours away from home. And I was like, damn, people travel. Like I knew people traveled, but I didn't know people.
But now you're actually seeing it, right?
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit, I'm hours away and I'm seeing my local names.
I didn't know like people would drive a couple hours to paint a freeway shot in the middle of nowhere at night. So like that shit really like opened my eyes to it, that like I'm still chasing that feeling today. Like the feeling of like, what the fuck was this fool doing out here? I love that feeling of, if I can have someone feeling that way about me, the same way I felt about these people when I was 18, like I'm still chasing that, like seeing that's why like I will, like so far this year, I'll drive like 3 hours to go paint a spot on the 5. I don't care, if it's just one spot, but like the feeling of seeing someone like in the middle of nowhere, like I'm still chasing that shit, dude. Like,
No,
that
that's
shit's
great.
rad.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
I mean, like I said, you're like one of the cuttiest people. I always try to think of like a somewhat of a game plan of questions. I mean, I have general questions that I ask, but one thing I remember and I've never forgotten is you know what? I can't remember where. I think it was South Bay, but like I was just in a random spot. I think we were just out drinking and I was like, yo, I got to take a piss. And like I ended up going like behind a bush, just minding my own business, so that way I don't get seen in public. And I'm like taking a piss and look down and I see one of your tags on like the metal post that's holding the chain link fence. And I just remember thinking, yeah, Seudoe definitely pissed here as well.
Probably, most likely.
And it's like, there's no way you would be like, oh, I'm going to go behind the bush to catch a tag. I mean, there's many times where like, sometimes like there wasn't a bush back there and then it got planted later on,
For sure.
Maybe you were walking by and like, oh, I'm going to get that. But I just remember thinking like, dude, this dude's fucking cutty.
Thank you. I love that. That's just rad.
So that's the shit that I think about when I think of like, your name. All right. Well, yeah. So you're wrapped. You're aerosol.
Wrapped, aerosol, country club.
Yeah.
Getting clowned on by my parents constantly.
So what did you transition to after? Did you have like a different name for a while, or you found Seudoe and went from there? Or?
So like I got wrapped. I thought at the moment I was done. I remember.
You're thinking like you're done with graffiti. You're like, this is.
I thought so, and I still remember like this is like 2007, and like I remember being on MySpace, being like, well, it was a good run. I at that time I think I had went out and visited like my homie in Texas, my hardcore homie, and like I was like hit a couple states. I thought I was the man, and I was like, it was good while it lasted, and I'm such a buffoon.
I'm all nation.
Yeah, I remember thinking that, like a retirement speech at like the age of 19 on MySpace, like such a clown, man. But
that's so good.
So I thought I was done, and then through like the hardcore scene, I started dating this girl, and at the time I was going to like the community college and spent hella years at the community college, like 4 years there, and somehow was able to rack up enough units or credits or whatever you call it to where I was able to transfer. And right before I was able to transfer, the chick I was dating, we had been dating for like 3 years at that point, I think. She got accepted to go to UC Santa Cruz.
Oh shit.
And like, so she moved up there like 6 months before I did, and I was like, fuck it. Like I had been to Santa Cruz before. I went to Santa Cruz for the first time in like 2006. And
just went to like the boardwalk and like kicked it in the area, or?
Well, my homie I went to high school with, he went up there for like video game design. So we went up to visit him, and I remember being like, dude, this is dope. Like it was, I was just getting into graph, so like I did a little graph, did a little couple cheesy tags here and there, but I was like, if I were to move somewhere, I would probably move here. So she got accepted to UC Santa Cruz. She moved up there. We were kind of doing the long distance relationship thing for a couple months, and then I
Chatting
applied.
On your sidekick.
Yeah, exactly. Still sidekicking at the time. I think either that or it was like the first iPhone. At that point, So she got accepted to UC Santa Cruz, and then I applied. At first I got denied.
Oh, okay.
I was like, fuck, and then like I applied again, and then they approved for me to come like midway through the year.
Oh shit.
So then I was like, fuck, I was hella stoked. So I was able to I quit the country club, moved up to Santa Cruz, in like January of like, I want to say 2011, maybe.
Okay.
And so right before I moved, so I met her through like another hardcore kid.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote at the time, and like hanging out with her and him all the time, like got me back into graph.
Okay.
So I got back into graph, and then when I found out I was moving to Santa Cruz, I was like, I kind of want to like change my name, Like at that point, there's multiple desks out there. That shit was played out.
Right. You're,
Parents
like,
were
reinventing
clowning,
myself.
like, and I was like, I'm still young, and like, I know it's kind of like a burden to like change your name, maybe. Like, I think
it is. I think when you're like so tied to it.
Yeah, and I feel like people think like, oh, I've put in so much effort in this already, and like, I don't know. I think I just wanted to change it because there was like multiple desks. Because there's like a desk from like L.A. from A.I.T.B. I think that's the crew, and there's like desk from like this other crew D2D where I'm from. So I wanted to change my name, and I think I just started flipping the letters of dusk around. So I had like the S, the U, the D, and I think I just wanted to throw in like 2 letters that were easier to do. So I got the E and the O, like easier, or
Oh, so the pseudo came from dusk.
Seudoe came from
So you
dusk.
just dropped a K and
Yeah, at first I think it was Sudo,
okay.
and then Suedo, and then I took how you spell it, which is Pseudo, and I just dropped the P,
Oh shit.
and then eventually added. I like the E on the end so I can kick the tag out.
Yeah.
So that's how that came about. So
Damn.
when I found out I was moving to Santa Cruz, I changed my name. And,
Okay.
changed it to that, and I was like, I'll just get a fresh start, move up there. And so I moved up there in like January 2011,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
And that's how I ended up like in the Bay. I don't know if you call Santa Cruz the Bay, but I ended up in this
I don't.
area.
There's gonna be a bunch of Santa Cruz people that like flip out on me right now, but I don't consider
Central
it the,
Coast.
Yeah, I don't consider it the Bay, but I still have a lot of respect for it, and there's a lot of Bay influences, and there's a lot of, I think when let's say for example San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, right, the bigger cities, people that are in the outlier spots are always going to move to the more like metropolitan areas. Like I had Gorby on here. He's like a Santa Cruz legend.
He's the man, dude. I love that dude.
Oh, I fucking love him.
Yeah.
Such a great guy, so it's like he obviously did a lot in the Bay, and so like, he's a huge influence, but yeah, same thing. Like, I don't know. Santa Cruz to me is so out of the way,
Yeah.
that I just don't consider it the Bay Area.
I think I wanted to consider it the Bay when I moved out there.
Well,
'Cause
sure,
I was
right?
like,
You're new to the area. You're
But
yeah.
like, it's the Central Coast.
Yeah.
And, for sure. I love Gorby though. Like, I used to live in downtown Santa Cruz, and I met him,
Okay.
and he used to just come over and we would black book, and
Sick.
he had all these like pretty cool movie references or like suggestions, and we would just watch. I think we watched like Enter the Void together. If you've ever seen that movie,
I don't
about
think
like
so.
it's like the person's perspective of them dying at like a bar in Tokyo one night,
Oh shit.
and it's
That
like,
sounds great.
supposed to be like hella into like DMT. It's like a DMT themed movie or something like that. So this fool dies at like, he's like going to a bar to sell someone, I think, ecstasy, and the cops raid the bar, and this fool runs into the bathroom, and they shoot up the bathroom. The cops shoot the bathroom, and he dies, and like the rest of the movie is like his like soul's perspective on how the world moves on after he dies. It's pretty
Whoa.
crazy. So it's like it's his soul floating through the streets of Tokyo, seeing all these people react to his death and how they move on,
Damn.
But I watched that with
Now I want
Gorby.
to watch this.
It's a pretty crazy movie.
When was it filmed?
When at the time, probably like 2012, 13. Maybe
Oh, okay.
around there.
So it was fairly new for when you saw it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was pretty new.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Gorby would just kick it, Black Book, and that fool's dope.
How did you meet him? Like, how did you even cross the path with that?
I think we organized like a trip up to Bolinas.
Oh, shit.
There was like one of these guys. He used to take hella sick flicks on Flickr. This guy Spax. If you ever heard of Spax, he was like a tunnel lurker dude, and he like organized a few riders from Santa Cruz going up to Bolinas because at the time you could paint like Bolinas.
Yeah, that was such a great time, man.
And so like me, my best friend Nazo, a couple of other dudes all went up to Bolinas, and Gorby was there. And I remember at the time
Oh, okay. So you met him in Bolinas.
yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, I'm in Santa Cruz." You're like, "Me too."
Yeah, and I was like, let's kick it, you know? And
Yeah.
it was dope. Yeah, we went to Bolinas, painted that, and that's how I met him.
Yeah. Yeah, Bolinas was such a great spot. I only painted it once back in the day, but it was one of those things like, "Oh, you got to go up there, man. It's fucking vibes." And it totally was.
I remember, yeah, we were up there painting and doing like fucking ketamine on the beach. And
So fire.
and I remember like that was an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about ketamine, but
Very slow,
yeah,
slow experience.
exactly.
So funny. Okay, sick. So you're in Santa Cruz. You got your new name. You're hanging out with Gorby. What's you know, because I mean, like I said, I've always considered you like a big Cuddy lurker and stuff like that. How'd you get, you know? Oh, I mean, it's obviously coming from the you know, God's country,
Lake Elsinore, California, baby.
Yeah, so you were already kind of doing your research on the tunnels locally in Santa Cruz, right?
Yeah.
You're like instantly like, all right, this is what I'm gonna start rocking.
Yeah, so I moved up to Santa Cruz and like went to UC Santa Cruz and for the longest time at this point there was an Instagram, although I'm not on Instagram, but like there wasn't like what am I saying? All there was Flickr.
Yeah.
And like so I had like a lurker account, like not graph or anything. It was just like tunnels,
Just so you could see
know?
people's shit.
So I remember moving to Santa Cruz and like trying to meet other people, you know, like I knew no one up there. And like at first like not knowing where to go, what to lurk, anything like that. And then eventually slowly started lurking to where like I would meet people. Like one of the first dudes I met is that dude Spay. Spay from ACS TFN.
Okay.
Hella cool dude. He was one of the first guys to meet me. We met, and from there started meeting more people. That's how I met Kava, the motherfucking dude.
Yeah.
Love that guy. And I just slowly started meeting people out there, and with that came like going out to do more graph around the area. Santa Cruz has a really dope tunnel scene.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I don't know how it is these days, but at the time that shit was hella thriving.
Yeah.
So from there, lurking and then like meeting new people, and then eventually met my dude Nazo, who was like a Santa Cruz guy. And he like kind of helped like school me on like Bay Area graffiti, the history of it, morphs, shit like that. You know, he was really into like the Bay Area, like the history of the graph and stuff like that. So from there, like I would go up to the city with him. I would go to Oakland with him, and that's kind of how I started like lurking around the Bay.
Okay.
I would say is probably like, yeah, probably around there, like 2012, 13 is like when I started lurking around and shit. And
Gotcha.
then, you know, we worked, he eventually got me a job at Ace Hardware because he worked there.
Nice.
And that place fucking sucked, dude. Shittiest job ever. I fucking hated that place.
But you had access to paint, right?
At the time, and it's crazy to think about it, seeing how pricey paint is these days. But at the time, like, dude, we used to do this sale where like on all the American holidays, like Labor Day, 4th of July, we would do 2 Rust-Oleums for $5.
Oh yeah, Rusted 2 for $5 for sure.
And like it's crazy to think like how foreign that is nowadays because of how expensive paint is, man.
Yeah.
But at the time, yeah, we used to do that on all like the summer holidays. We would do 2 for $5.
I've spent so much money on 2 for $5 deals.
Oh, so good. All the painter's touch.
Yeah. Especially like Osh did a lot of that stuff too.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Osh Silver was fucking smack.
Oh, I miss Osh Silver.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So you're buying paint for dumb cheap. Did you get an employee discount?
I don't even think so. The owner of that place was such a kook, dude.
all
He
right.
sucked ass, dude. Yeah, I don't think there was any deal at all.
Word.
So
How much time did you spend in Santa Cruz?
I'm trying to think, probably 5-6 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
5,
you were there
6
for
years.
a minute.
I used to live like right downtown in like a dope ass apartment. It was actually considered a penthouse.
Oh shit.
I don't know, because like at the time I moved up to UC Santa Cruz, and then what was it? Lived on campus and like did that for a couple months. Got to enjoy like the college experience.
Sure.
And then I only needed to go to UC Santa Cruz for like a year and a half because like I had accumulated so much credits at the
Community college.
community
Right,
college.
right.
Yeah. So the next year, my chick at the time still had a couple more years because she went there as a freshman.
Oh, okay.
So I think at some point we figured out like, dude, it would just, with the financial aid we were getting and like the student grants and the loans and all that, like we're like, dude, we could live downtown for cheaper than living on campus. Because to live on campus, you had to get like a meal plan, all this shit. So we were able to get this place downtown Santa Cruz for cheaper than to live on campus. And
hell yeah.
so I lived right in the middle of downtown Santa Cruz, and like it was a dope ass like loft apartment, and that kind of became like, for a while that was the hub for all the Black Book parties and all the writers would come through, you know.
Sick.
That was like not, it wasn't too, it was kind of more bougie, but that was like the
high end
the
trap.
center hub the center hub for like all the Black Book parties and shit were there at one point.
Damn, that's super cool. So in those 5 to 6 years that you were in Santa Cruz, were you doing any trips up to the Bay?
A decent amount, yeah. So I was going up to the Bay, like to the city or to Oakland with Nazo.
Okay.
And I don't know, like we kept going up here, but like I feel like every time we came up here, like we had like a shitty experience, you know, whether like we couldn't find spots or like shit got buffed hella quick or stuff like that. So I think at some point we were like, fuck it, dude, let's just start hitting trains, you know?
Oh, okay.
And so we started like lurking for trains and shit like that. And there used to be like a stacker yard out in the East Bay. It's not there anymore, but there was like a stacker yard out in the East Bay that had like 5 lines wide of stackers. It was like, and that's where we would go. Cause
You talking like intermodals?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Intermodals.
Yeah.
So we're like, dude, fuck, if we're just going to, because we made so many drives up to the city and like we always just got skunked, whether it being like, I don't know, just always had bullshit luck coming up to the city. And we're like, if we're going to make this drive from Santa Cruz, we might as well just go paint trains, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So we started
just
going
blue
out
balls over there fucking doing the drive just to do nothing.
yeah, or like getting sweated by the cops. I remember one day we pulled into the city for his birthday and we had a bottle of promethazine. It was in his it was super,
Speaking of slow-mo.
super burnt, man. We had a bottle of promethazine in his
What was it? Activist, walk.
I think it was like the OG Activist actually,
Damn.
dude.
Yeah.
At the time. And it was in his glove box. And he had an old beat up car and that like a 1989 Sentra.
It's so fucking hilarious just having like a fucking brick in the
And
glove box.
I remember we got into the city and we both had to piss. It was like 5:00 in the evening. It was still sunny out, and for some reason the cops took a liking to us, and I think they saw us taking a piss, and they pulled up behind us, and they wanted to see the license and registration, and we opened up the glove box, and you see a bottle of like promethazine with the label ripped off.
Oh,
Because we had
man.
gotten it from someone, and they're
course.
like, you guys aren't drinking cough syrup, are you? Because it was before or for some reason these cops didn't know what time it is, but they're like, what the fuck are you guys doing drinking cough syrup? And we're like, oh, that's not ours. Or so we said some bullshit excuse, and I don't know how, but we got out of
with
it.
a 2 liter of Sprite in the back seat.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some Jolly Ranchers. Some styrofoam cups.
I don't-
Like, that ain't ours.
I don't know how we got out of it, but for some reason, like,
Oh shit, you guys got away, huh?
yeah.
Did they take the
No, they didn't take it. I ended up drinking that shit later. I drank that shit. We're like, SF's burnt. Let's go to Oakland instead.
pull up a deuce?
We went out to Oakland, got like a dumpy ass motel, and I remember just walking down International drinking cough syrup, and I was like, damn, this is the fucking life. It was nice. It was hella nice.
That's so fucking great.
Yeah, because I think we were up there because he had a court date because he got wrapped painting a trackside.
Oh shit.
He got wrapped painting a trackside in Oakland, so he had to be up there early for court, and he's like, "Come with me."
Yeah, so naturally you're gonna bring, some lean with you to your court date.
Yeah, he wasn't interested in it. I think I was the one who was interested.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
"Bring that shit, man. I want it."
Oh, there you go.
And so we stayed the night out there, went up and down international tagging, and I drank that shit and had a jolly time.
Damn. Okay. That's what's up, man. Fucking It sounds like a good time.
It was cool. It was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah, I only drank it a few times, and it was just I never really, I don't know. The way I grew up, it was like there was drugs, right, which was like weed and coke, and then there was the designer stuff of like all the white boys were doing when they were drinking, or eating pills or all that shit, and it was kind of like, what's that about, And I just didn't care for it, so I just like I'm gonna stick here with my weed. And just smoke blunts. So then one of the first times my homie, we used to work all at Sprint and, just connecting people's cell phones. I remember my homie brought a fucking 2 liter of Sprite and was like, "Hey, you trying to get in on this?" And I was like, "What is this?" And and they're just like, "Just drink it." And I'm like, "All right." And I'm like, "Man." And I just remember being hella sleepy. And I was like, "What was the point of that?"
Yeah, that shit. It was cool, but I think by the time I had done that, I had already done a decent amount of opiates to where I was like, this is just overpriced. Like, and like,
Yeah.
it's overpriced, and like I can feel way better for way cheaper. I remember thinking at the time,
Yeah.
And
Hey, but if your homie's got it and you can fucking, come up on it.
yeah, I felt like that shit was more of like a fashion accessory. Like showed it off when you had it, and
Yeah, there was a lot of people that like, I never, like I said, I never really cared for shit like that. But there's a lot of people that I followed just to see them do these like ridiculous pour ups.
yeah.
They would get the 5-gallon water jug and shit and put like fucking 2-3 liters in it, and then just like all of dumping these bricks, and you're just like, that's so absurd. And there's so much money in this fucking 5-gallon. Everyone's just sharing it with each other.
Totally. I feel like I only did it that way, the official way, like with the mixing it with stuff. I only did it once, and it was like, so that chick I was dating in Santa Cruz, eventually graft like just took its toll on that relationship, and
Yeah.
and I remember, I was like,
Either tagging or me.
kind of pretty much, and
As you're sitting there holding like 3 streakers.
the relationship just like, yeah, it just like it just you grow apart, and
Yeah.
I just remember like I was just like, hey, I'm leaving to Seattle tomorrow. I'm doing a scribe mission with Hemp and Debut.
A scribe mission to Seattle?
No, we're gonna fly to Seattle and we're gonna drive somewhere and scribe. That's what we're gonna do. Like I could talk more about that.
Yeah,
as
we
well.
definitely need to get into that, because I mean, I did want to. Like I said, I already knew we were gonna have a conversation just on scribes, so I've been holding off on my questions, because what's funny is one of the most recurring things that people hit me. They're always like, "Dude, you talked to Oyum for 30 minutes about scribing," and I'm like, "Well, scribing is life." So like,
Fuck yeah.
knowing that you were gonna come onto the show, I was like, all right, I gotta have like a dedicated section where we talk about scribes, because I already know it's insane.
Oh, for sure.
But anyways, yeah. So you're like, I'm dipping into graffiti. Like,
That's when I knew that
we're done.
And I always say this, like, when the relationship went south, I flew north, because like I'm going up to Seattle tomorrow with Debut and Hemp, and we're gonna go out to Minneapolis, and we're gonna do a scribe missions out that way. And I remember like when I got back, she dumped my ass because accumulation of things, but
Yeah.
by that point she is just like, this guy's a fucking loser. I feel like, she was like a biochem major
Oh shit. Yeah.
and shit like that, and I just couldn't give her what she wanted, so
I feel it. She's over here probably like, later on working for like Genentech.
Oh, dude, I
then-
think she is like actually with a company like that. She does.
Yeah.
She's doing hella well for herself.
And here you are fucking scratching mirrors.
Exactly.
Fucking
Being
punk.
a scuzz bucket.
Yo, Scuzz Bucket. That's a holy shit, dude. You just fucking like sent me to the
My
past.
my mom would call us this. My
What
mom would
movie
call
is
us-
that?
I don't know what it's from, but my mom would call us it if we were doing anything dirty as a
Whoa,
kid.
dude.
They're like, "You quit being a scuzz bucket."
No. That was Scuzz Bucket.
I tried to, when I was trying to find a new name, I wrote scuzz bucket a couple times, and I wanted to draw like a bucket with like scum coming out of it. And I was like, maybe I'll get into
So
that.
Scuzz
soon.
Bucket is an informal slang used to describe a repulsive, disgusting, or despicable person. But no, hold on. I want to see. There was a movie. Oh, Fuzz Bucket. I'm thinking of Fuzz Bucket.
Fuzz bucket.
Yeah, Fuzz Bucket was a movie from 1986. Oh, it was a fantasy adventure TV film. Yeah, I did. Dude, this was a movie that like like I said, we grew up super broke. So like we would constantly record movies from TV, with our VCR. And so
Oh, for sure.
I have a shit ton of VHSs with like all of the original commercials in between like the
Uh-huh.
breaks and stuff like that. And Fuzz Bucket was like this kid, and that was his
Oh, I remember seeing that.
You
That
remember seeing
goofy
that?
looking troll dude.
yeah, so that was his like imaginary friend.
Uh-huh.
And then like he accidentally drops some ooze on the imaginary friend and he comes to life, and this is Fuzz Bucket. And I was like,
Kind of reminds me of like a
holy shit, you just like fucking sent me to like fucking being like 10 years old.
looks like a modern version of Fraggle Rock, if you've ever seen
Oh,
Fraggle
yeah,
Rock,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Fraggle
yeah,
Rock's fucking
dude.
sick.
Oh man, don't get me on the nostalgic train for sure. But
I love that shit.
all right,
Where
so
am I going with this?
Your biochem girl dumps you because you're a loser that scratches fucking mirrors. You're like,
Yeah, and it was right before Christmas, and I had saved up some money to get her a Christmas present,
you're
and
like, I'm spending this on other things.
I spent it all on fucking promethazine. And I remember spending Christmas drinking that shit, just like, damn, life ain't too bad, man. Life ain't bad at all. Fuck it. I remember thinking that, like, fuck this. I don't care.
Oh man.
And yeah, so she dumped my ass, and the penthouse days are over. I had
Okay.
to move out of the penthouse.
So did you stay in Santa Cruz or did you go somewhere else?
I moved a little further south
Okay.
to like Aptos, which is right next to Santa
Oh,
Cruz.
okay, yeah.
And I stayed in a place by myself,
Okay.
and then started living out there, and
Yeah.
by this point, like Troll Slayers was in full effect. So
I was gonna ask you how that got started.
yeah, I'm down to talk about that. So at the time, like this is like 2012, 2013, we were driving up to the East Bay to paint the intermodals. like,
Right.
on a weekly basis, and then I remember telling the homies in SoCal, like one of my best friends, Zenko, the motherfucking man.
Okay.
I remember being like, dude, we got a sick ass stacker spot up here. You got to come up. So I would have the homies from SoCal come up, and I would take them to this yard, and like, dude, it was glorious, man. There was like 5-6 lines of intermodals, like more than you could tag every night. I remember on my 25th birthday, I was like, I'm going to do 25 Seudoe stackers tonight.
Whoa.
And that's just how many stackers were in there, And so I would have the homies from SoCal come up. And then by this point, I had made decent amount of friends in the Santa Cruz area, like I met all of like I met like Kava, I met like this guy Anus. This guy's
Anus from up here?
yeah, exactly.
I love his Instagram.
Oh, king. One, I don't know if he's the king of the perverts, because I'm up for debate on that one. But
I don't want to dox him, but like I also feel like his Instagram needs to get way bigger because it's so fucking hilarious.
yeah, he posts these pictures of like it's like porn, but it's the graph in the background.
Yeah.
Exactly. And told him, I was like, you need to keep this thing going, man. Like,
Yeah, he posts every once in a blue moon.
If it's a research and development thing, if you need someone to go through porn and find this shit for you, like, I'll do it for you, man. I'll do it. I'll take one for the team.
Dude.
I'll go through hella porn for you.
It's so good because it's like say like a girl sucking dick. It's like it's only like you can tell she's on her knees, but you only see like a quarter of her face, so you don't see none of the porn happening. And then you just see like a straight letter in the back of this abandoned building, and it's just like it kills me every fucking time, dude.
Yeah,
it's like such a good fucking Instagram.
It's like pictures with graph, but they're like in the corner of the screen. It's like these fools fucking or something like that,
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of research and development to find this like this porn. And I was like, hey, and I just told him this like literally like a couple of days ago. I was like, if you need help with research and development to get this project going, like I will help. I know it's a burden, but I will help.
Dude, it's such a quality thing. I remember discovering it a while back because my boy Odom knows him, and then I hope they do it one day. Anus, if you're listening to this, hit up Odom, and I'll hit up Odom as well. But like they were like, oh, Odom, I could do like scrotum, so like scrotum and anus, do like a scrotum and anus production. I'm like, you guys need to do that.
Yeah, he needs to, dude. I love Anus. He's a dope ass.
Great
dude.
letters.
Dope ass dude.
Yeah.
So so I had made friends with like these guys in Santa Cruz, and then meanwhile, like my place in Santa Cruz at the time, the penthouse, was like big enough to where I could have hella homies come. So it became like kind of like the rider hangout, you know?
Yeah.
So I would have the homies from SoCal come up, and then I would introduce them to the people up here.
Yeah.
And then we would all go paint stackers, and then
it seems like there's plenty enough for everyone to get on one.
Totally, dude. And I remember like Zenko, one of my best friends, like I remember being in the courtyard of my apartment being like, dude, like we need to start a crew to like
for intermodals
to unify my homies unify my homies in SoCal and my homies in NorCal, because everyone got along. You know, it was like a perfect fit. And I remember I was like, we should start like a stacker only crew, because at the time people were like, why the fuck are you going all this way to paint stackers? Paint a boxcar, paint an auto rack.
Dude, stackers intermodals are third on the priority list of lines. Like
it's totally, yeah, like passenger trains, and then the Z train intermodals, and then I think auto racks or something like that for rail priority.
I think Tropicana's right. I mean
Tropicana reefers, reefers,
anything that's like refrigerated, like food,
perishables.
Yeah, exactly.
So
so you're gonna get tons of coverage on an intermodal.
So that's like, I was like, we should start a crew, but like, and it was me and him like kind of bouncing ideas off of it, like make it only stackers. And we got the name Troll Slayers because my homie Nazo, that was his Flickr name. His Flickr name was like Troll Slayer 666. And I was all, dude, let's call it Troll Slayers. And then like it kind of made sense because like stackers are like short trains, so they're kind of like a troll.
Yeah.
You know, so
you guys are slaying them constantly,
and they need to be slayed, you know. And that was kind of like the birth of Troll Slayers right there.
Damn. And you said this was like
2013, 2014.
Okay.
So that's how that was started, and then we started getting more and more numbers, like and added a couple more people. We added that dude Forge from REM, like. He got put down. We put down that dude Hilo from NTA.
Okay.
He got put down, and then it was like me, Yoke, Nazo, Zenko, Anus, Spaze, Forge, and Hilo, and then Debut. And and then at that time we were all living like we had, I don't want to say chapters. We weren't like a crazy crew, but we had like well, we called it. You know, we had the SoCal dudes, we had the Bay dudes, and then we had. I think Zenko was staying in Portland, and then Forge and Debut were staying in Seattle. Okay. So like all of us at one point were actively getting stackers out of different yards.
Yeah.
You know, so
the numbers go up quick.
Numbers were going up quick. We were counting them, you know, and like I still have a count of all of them. And we every time we would hit 100, we would have a meeting. We would like have a 100 meeting, you know.
Oh,
and then,
shit. That's sick. Like we need to reconvene.
Yeah, have a meeting and talk about like what's next. You know, the goal is just to get 100 every year. Wow. And got to 500, and then of all like we documented all of these. It's not a.
Dude, you need to come out with like a book.
We have a Troll Slayer zine that Anus made.
Okay.
I should have brought it. But I want to make a second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to make a second
Hey,
one.
you need to document this. Is super cool.
I should have brought it. I have like a photo album, and I have like the Troll Slayer Bible, which is our black book, and it has like some.
Sick.
There's some sick drawings in there. I did a black metal themed one with like upside down crosses and pentagrams, and then Anus did a Pornhub one where it was like the Pornhub font.
Yeah.
And then it was like
King of the perverts.
a chick getting fucked in the ass and shit like that. And oh, it's sick. I'll have to send you a picture of it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, those are both with me. Like, if my place catches on fire, like the Troll Slayer Bible is what I'm grabbing for sure.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. So you're in Aptus. Like what? What's the move from there?
Yeah. So I'm staying in Aptos. Doing painting stackers, lurking, shit like that. What am I gonna say? So I was working at Ace Hardware. Fucking hated that place.
Yeah.
Tried to get the fuck out of there. I graduated college. I was like, I have a fucking degree. Like, I should be able to get a job, and I could not find a job. So that's how I ended up at Ace Hardware. And at some point, I was able to get a job where I was driving around the entire bay. And it was like a job where I would go somewhere and I would have a couple hours, and then I would be able to, I guess I'll say it. I was a chauffeur. I was a limo driver.
Obviously you control the conversation, obviously, and you put out what you want. But I've heard this from several people. They're like, "Yo, dude, Seudoe's a limo driver."
The James Bond of graffiti. I would have to dress up in a suit and tie, and which really, really worked to my advantage.
Oh yeah, because no one's questioning someone that's well dressed.
Yeah, because dude, I had gone to places in my street attire, and showed up later in my suit and tie, and the reception I had gotten from these people that worked here, night and day, dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes they hated me because, like, if I went to hippie-ish places in my suit and tie, they're like, "The fuck out of here, yuppie."
Yeah.
And then I would show up like on a sick one in my fucking my regular attire, and they're like, welcome me with open arms, you know.
Right.
So yeah, so I guess like because that's really critical towards me lurking the bay as decently as I've done so far was
you're driving everywhere, so even when you are driving someone, you can still kind of look over to the left and be like, oh, a mental note,
exactly,
that looks like a spillway.
So I became a limo driver, and the job, it was a limo job, but it was also like taking people to the airport. This was before like Lyft and Uber really got big.
Yeah.
So like Apple, Google, like when they need to travel, when they need to fly out of these airports, they're getting a town car to pick them up.
Yeah.
So
like a Lincoln Town car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Really posh ride, like a car you can drive all day, and
great suspension.
Oh,
and
totally.
Leather seats and
hella cozy. Cozy. So
that's hella funny.
So that was my job, and dude, at that time, I was like, first I was stoked to get the fuck out of Ace Hardware.
Well, yeah.
But then I was like, dude, this job, like I quickly realized with this job, I was like, dude, like I could do some serious fucking lurking and some serious scribing on this job, because like,
yeah,
I would, like a regular day for me would be like take someone to San Francisco airport at 1:00, kick it there until 8:00 at night, and you pick up somebody, because they tried to schedule it to where you're dropping someone off and you're coming back with someone, so you're not like,
right.
So it didn't always work out to where like I'm dropping someone off and someone's landing that moment.
Right.
There would be like 5-6 hours of me sitting, and
so in the meantime, you're like, I'm just going to go lurk and drive around.
Exactly. So that's like, and that's like how I was like, I would have like 6 hours, and that's how I really, really started to be like, you know what? I want to scribe every fucking thing on El Camino from SF to San Jose. So I would work on it. Every time I would drop someone off, I'd be like, I want to get this plaza. And that's how I like started my conquest of scribing the bay. hey, can I piss?
Yeah, you know, it's funny.
Please.
I was literally just thinking. I was like, I'm gonna ask for a piss break in a sec. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Just take this off.
Quick commercial break.
Yeah, that shit got me. The pour overs got me wired, man.
Yeah,
I felt like yacked, like hella yacked for a second, almost in a way.
got you tweaking.
Almost.
Yeah, ever since I started doing intermittent fasting.
Oh, I do that shit too.
Yeah, so like the last like 2-3 weeks I've been like OMAD, 1 meal a day. And so like yeah, I just been like, you know, I've done tons of research on all the health benefits for men of intermittent fasting, and in like, you know, like how it breaks down stem cells, how it attacks like your visceral fat in your midsection, and like I was like, you know, and there's you know, diabetes in my family, and like, you know, Hispanics in general, we drink Coca-Cola like it's water, and like you know, it's why I do sparkling water, because it's like, you know, it kind of helps.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, one of the things that like I saw this really great podcast with this like super very famous doctor, and he was just like, yeah, like you want to use like black coffee for one, it's 0 calories, you have a high energy, but it helps as an appetite suppressant. And I was like, oh, all right. And so I started slowly moving over to black coffee, and then once I got into like black coffee, I was like, yo, this tastes like a burnt cigarette.
For sure.
So everyone's like, well, you need to do like a pour over to extract like all the notes and flavors. And I was like, all right. And so then I found that gooseneck kettle, which is like a dupe of like a very famous one. And yeah, I fucking who's texting me? Oh, my homie. Going to Reno this weekend.
Reno.
Yeah.
I've been out there.
Reno's fun.
Yeah, we like, I can get more into it in a bit, but we went out there just to scribe. Yeah, me and Hemp 83 and
Sick.
my homie Nazo.
Yeah, shout out the homie Sover from AQK.
Shout out.
Yeah, fucking yeah, I painted out there with him. I'm not gonna go meet up with him this time, but like, yeah, I might hit him up actually to be like, come out for a drink. But anyways, yeah, fucking that's probably why he's texting me, because we just got whatever. But anyways, yeah, the coffee, now that I do the pour over and taste all that shit, it's like, you know, as you drink like just straight black pour over coffee, it's like, oh shit, my like caffeine sensitivity is like gotten better. So I'm like, all right, you know, now I'll just have my 1 cup. But yeah, people are like, oh yeah, let me get a cup of coffee, and then I pour that in them, and they're like, dude, I'm fucking geeking. And I'm like, yeah, dude, pour overs are a lot different than just like, you know, some shit diner coffee.
I know, and for the record, I had 2 back to back when I came in here.
Yeah,
I was
you're like,
I'll
can I
take
get another one? I was like, oh, all right.
And
yeah.
I could feel it. I felt it, you know, and so my apologies if I'm like a little scatterbrained or seem like I'm under the influence. I'm not.
Yeah, I fucking yacked out on coffee. That's hella funny.
Yeah.
All right, so we were talking about troll slayers.
Baby.
Shit, what were we just talking about?
We were talking about so I left Ace Hardware.
Oh, that's right. And you became a limo driver
to fulfill my lifelong passion of being a limo driver.
Sick.
And so I did the limo driver job, and I thought it was a sick ass job, you know. Like,
I mean, you're getting paid in the fucking 6-hour wait time windows and shit, or
but no, you know, it was kind of based on
you got paid per drive.
You got paid per trip.
Okay.
But like, I worked my way through hard work and dedication. I became the main limo dude.
Oh shit!
And like, you could still go on Yelp, and till this day, you can see like, this guy was my name, like he was like, I became like the requested limo driver, you know.
Damn.
And like,
so when all the top CEOs of the world that are like destroying us and will end humanity, or like all. I
had driven some corporate scumbags a few times,
yeah,
who, like to some crazy like James Bond looking mansions, you know, like
damn,
some villainous mansions on the beach for sure.
Whoa.
So I worked my way up to being the head limo dude. And the limo gig is what actually paid, because like when you do the limo, you have to, they book it by the hour. Like you can get a limo drive. Like if you need to go to the airport in the limo, you can do that. But if you want to go see, I don't know, like the Backstreet Boys, you need to book the limo for like 6 hours.
Oh shit.
And when you get it hourly, I get paid.
Yeah.
You get paid for that, you know, so.
Yeah, so you drive them there and then you wait.
You know, and
then when they're ready to go, you're like, all right, time to go.
Exactly. So we were located out of the Santa Cruz area, but it was like I was going in every direction. Like I've gone to Hollywood, I've gone to Sacramento, I've gone all the way up to Sonoma.
Damn.
I've been like, if you get a radius of this entire area, I've been like a 200-300 mile radius of all this area.
So wait, so you would pick someone up, say hypothetically, like in SFO, and then drive them to fucking SoCal?
That time in specific was this family who they had a kid who was afraid of planes, and they didn't want to take the train for some reason, so they booked my company to take them from San Jose to Hollywood. Like, which is gnarly because it's like $1,000, man. So they paid for, and my work's like, well, you got to pay for, because in that case, I'm taking them just from A to B. They're like, well, you kind of got to pay him for the drive back,
right?
So in that instance, I drove this family all the way down to Hollywood and drove back alone.
Damn.
But it was dope because like that was a time where I was like, the whole way there was daytime, and they're like, you can either get a hotel or you can come back that night. And we like left at like 8 a.m. So I dropped them off. They wanted to stop here and there at some places.
Yeah.
And so I dropped them off in Hollywood like when it was dark out, and I was like, dude, perfect. Because like on the way down, I just made note of all these little things like telephone poles, like little tiny pieces of concrete, shit like that, where I was like, I'm going to get that shit on the way back. So I just went the whole way back getting shit like that, and
Sick.
A lot of graph was done in the suit and tie because of that, So yeah, this job was cool. It was cool, but I burned out, I did that shit for like 6 years, 6 years. And it wasn't always all fun. Like,
sure,
you're driving people to the airport, dropping them off, and then waiting around, and like there's only so much you can do, like so that's how I started focusing on dude, I'm just gonna fucking scribe and tag whatever, lurk.
Oh, that's right, we were talking about you were doing sections of El Camino from San Francisco to San Jose.
Yeah, that became like my goal because El Camino goes all the way.
Yeah.
And
it goes even further, dude. El Camino goes, I think, to like Seattle.
Yeah, like does it become the 101 or was it
some
the
shit like that?
Something?
I forget. And it like kind of breaks off, but then like it kind of goes back or whatever. Like, yeah, but it's like a super long road. I mean, I think it goes down to SoCal too.
I think so. Yeah. So, but like at least up here, it's like uniform. It doesn't break or anything. So like, I just slowly started focusing on like, I was like, I want to get this shit.
Just out of curiosity, because I want to like dissect this. So like in a typical day, you're like, okay, say for example, I don't know, I'm gonna be in Millbrae, right, and you're on El Camino. Like, are you literally walking in from one business to the next, or like across the street? Like, what was your like tactical idea of like rocking every scribe that you possibly could?
Yeah, and like this strategy, I definitely need to credit the dude who mentored me, like kind of up my game with getting this shit dialed in, is that Full Hemp 83.
Okay.
If anyone ever says like if I meet someone and they're like Scribe King, I'm like, dude, the real Scribe King is fucking Hemp 83. He's done like SoCal like really, really fucking thorough. So he's kind of the one who, or in a way, or maybe I figured it out on my own, but like going somewhere, parking, and then walking to every bathroom, walking to every bathroom and doing it. If you can do it strategically enough, you can get it all pretty thoroughly. And then if you can do it all, then you don't need to come back, at least for a while.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like what it was, was like pulling over. You have like, I don't know, a Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, shit like that. You'd pull over and just get them all and then move on to the next. And I really thank this job for giving me the time and the resources to do it, and a lot of places like didn't look twice because you're in a suit and tie too.
Of course not. Yeah.
So I went the longest time. You know, I was like the James Bond of tagging, because I would just show up in the suit and tie, and like no one would turn me down to use their bathroom. You know.
Of course not.
Yeah. So
That's funny.
That was like that helped. It helped.
Damn. I would say for me, because I scribing is my biggest obsession. I love scribing. Like if someone said from this point on in your life, for the rest of your life, you can still do graffiti, but you can't do anything but one aspect of it, I would say scribing. I genuinely love it that much because it's, you know, it's the shit that, you know, I mean, it's gotten to the point where literally like I walk in and I'm like, fuck, I forgot that I've been here before.
I've seen that because
of course you're gonna see that because you're like at this point it's like literally for me the way I look at it is I'm chasing you and Oyum.
Thank you.
You know, like you two are my biggest like scribe inspirations. So like where I want to get a spot, you already have it or have been had it. You know.
Thank you.
And so yeah, I would say what really did it for me is, I mean, I always liked scribing, but it was during COVID. You know, it was just one of those things, like I wasn't an essential worker, so I was stuck here, and I was like, well, I want to get out, so I started doing DoorDash to like be able to have an excuse that, like, you know, because they were saying like, oh, if you're outside, you're gonna get pulled over, and I'd be like, oh, I'm doing a dash or whatever, you know. So you know, you eventually start realizing like, oh shit, I can make a couple of bucks here and there, you know, and it's like, man, you go hit like 10 dashes a night, and every single time you walk in, you know, like, oh, the food's not ready, like, cool, can I use the bathroom real quick? You know?
Yeah.
So then it's like you start doing 10 scribes a night, it starts getting up there super quick, and all of these random places that I would never even think about or heard about, and it's just like, dude, that's when I started getting obsessed with it, and I was like, dude, I got to get everything that I can, and it's like,
for sure,
you know,
for sure,
having people send you scribes from like Japan and Peru and like,
sick.
You know, like
sick,
Italy, France, like it's like, whoa, what the fuck, like, you know, it gets pretty gnarly, like. The scribes I'm obsessed.
I love that shit. Yeah, I love scribing for sure.
Yeah. So what's your like go-to? Are you a diamond bit guy? Or are you a carbide tip dude? Or like, you know?
I feel like I have two on me. I carry
I was gonna say, I know you keep that motherfucking thing on you.
Where is it? I feel like it fell out of my shorts at some point.
I'm sure you
I
have.
can feel it.
I'm sure you have a whole bunch in general at the house.
I think I have multiple on me.
Which, by the way, I love that you're just rocking like a fucking Predator.
Yeah.
I've seen Schwarzenegger and I was like Terminator, but Predator, but like the original one.
These guys.
Oh, okay, know? Yeah.
Yeah, the pens.
So this is what the is that?
They have
magnets. It's magnets. I was like, you're like Darth Maul over here, dual wielding fucking scribes. Yeah, these are great. I have a bunch of them. My biggest problem is I always like. If I have like an everyday carry, like I have like my wallet, my knife, my keys, my phone, and then like I always forget to put these in my pocket. So as a result, I never rock them. So that's why I ended up getting like the keychain.
Can't leave home without it, baby.
Dude, like I rock the keychain scribe from Jabber.
He
doesn't even do these anymore, but like, and you like actually broke my scribe.
Let me see it.
It's like jagged on one side. I mean, I probably can sharpen it, but it still works.
Probably works really good on like sinks and tiles.
Oh, for sure.
I had one of these. I think the one I had was a little smaller, and I gave it to like the young homie in Santa Cruz. When I met him, he was like hella like juiced and on me, and I was like, "Here you go, young boy. Here you go, young man. Here's a scribe."
You of all people, you should just fucking carry scribes and hand them out all the time, so that when people are like, "Yo, I got blessed from a scribe from the scribe god himself, Seudoe," like
that'd be sick. That'd be sick. I do want a keychain one, but like I think just the solution to that problem is I just carry hell of the scribes. Like I have like 4 or 5 in my car, you know. So if one does make its way into my place and I forget it, there's always a couple more. So I would like a keychain one. I feel like the keychain one I had was short. It was hella short.
Is it from Classic Adapter?
Maybe, because I got it from someone.
Okay.
Or I think there's a brand called Devastator.
Devastator. I don't think
I think so. And,
I used to pretty much always buy them either from Jabber or Classic Adapter, and like every time I buy one, they last me. I either lose it or it breaks, but it's been like 6 years in between where I've had like the same like 3 scripts. So every time it broke, I was like, I'll just buy another one because they last forever.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, the one I had was too short. So
Okay.
it's kind of hard.
It is.
Hard to use it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Have you rocked like the Dremel bits and shit like that, or
Yeah, like, you know, and
what's your preferred method?
the pen for sure.
Yeah,
I like the
best
pen,
grip.
you know, because the Dremel bits, you can't get sinks really with them, you know.
Yeah.
But you can do tiles and mirrors like butter for sure. But I had been given like diamond bits and stuff like that, and I feel like those get lost really easy because they're so small and shit. And I just like the pens. The pens are nice, you know. Yeah,
Makes sense. Yeah, Torch always has like the little Dremel. He's got like a zipper pocket for coins. You know, and I always make fun of him because he's a Jew. So, but you know, his schmeckles or his shekels are in there, and
shillings.
yeah, exactly. You know, his trims. I love making fun of him, but he always has Dremels in there, and so every time, like if like. I mean, I never not have my scribe, but there's been a couple times where like we're kicking it at like a bar and he's like, yo, dog, go hit this fucking mirror. And he'll like pull out his wallet and unzip it and give it to me. And I'm like, I already have a scribe, but I'm like, you know what? I'll grab his, you know? And I do like the Dremels because sometimes it'll look like 3 scribes.
Yeah, because
so
the
kinda,
bits.
Yeah, so you kind of get like almost like a wide, like an ultra wide, you know, like a 45-degree fucking chisel tip style. So I do like those, but I mean, my biggest thing is because I'm a shitty tagger. I just have bad tags that I just do a throwy. And at this point with the carbide tips, I feel like I have it down to like a science, you know. And you know, I get a lot of messages by that. They're like, "How do you do a throwy? My shit's always like so hard." And I if there's any way for me to like describe what I do, but like with the carbide tips, I don't ever hit it at a 45 degree the way you would a pen, because as you're scribing, you're gonna get you know, it's like it'll start angling it to slowly destroy it, and then
skips,
and then you have to rotate it, or like sometimes depending on the glass, it'll get like almost stuck and then send you into like a weird angle.
Yeah, for sure.
So I do like a medium pressure and hold it directly, like if the mirror, people can't visually see this, but if I have the mirror and I have like the scribe just strictly straight on 0 degrees, not at an angle, I'm able to get better flow for my throwy and catch tags like that.
For sure. I feel that, man.
That's kind of like my thing, you know. So at this point I love throwy scribes. That's like my thing. That's my stamp.
I feel it. I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel like, and with like the diamond bit stuff like that, you can do stuff like that a lot easier. Yeah, and for sure. Once you use the carbide one, the pens enough, they like develop like a groove to them.
Yeah.
And I remember like when we would go scribing with my dude's Hemper debut, being like, let me use your scribe if I like left it somewhere, and they're like, I got a groove on this, I don't want you to fuck it up, because like if you use it enough, it will write to how you hold it very smoothly.
Yeah.
And if someone else uses it, it can throw it off for some reason.
Yeah, because it'll wear off the other side if like for some you know, like if you have like the pen one with the clip and you've been rocking the clip on the top, and then they fucking do it so that the clip's underneath, it'll fuck up the side of the scribe, and then you'll have to like rework it again.
Yeah, it develops like a wear to it based off how you use it.
It's so funny. Like it's such a niche information.
Yeah, so like bullshit for sure.
It is absolutely
irrelevant to the modern world.
This is why your biotech fucking girlfriend dumped you.
Yeah, he's a fucking loser.
All right, so scribe missions, man. So other than obviously you having tons of time in between drives and stuff like that, like, you know, you're saying you're like, I'm gonna go to Seattle and drive to Minneapolis and scribe in between, like, that's so insane to me.
Yeah, and you know who really like put me on game with that, I'm gonna mention him a few times, is Hemp 83 though. And like that crew 3XK,
is that his crew?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a crew that like he started with this guy Acer.
Okay.
Acer from my hometown.
Okay.
They started that, you know, and we they're the ones that like, I remember before I even met them hearing about like, dude, these guys will drive places and they will drive places and get out and scribe everything off the off ramp. And I remember being like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. You know, up until then, I thought you pretty much only people scribed places where they ate at or like they had to piss.
Yeah.
But, so like Hemp 83 really like I give him credit for putting me on game for like, you know, you going on missions just to scribe, you know, and we've done a handful of them. We're actually got one planned for next month. I don't know which way we're going to head. I kind of want to head like the top right of Cali because we've gone out to Reno. We've gone down to LA. We've gone LA to Vegas, here to Portland to Seattle, Seattle to Minnesota. But at this particular time, when my ex dumped me, it was me flying out to Seattle to meet up with Hemp and Debut, and we drove all the way to Minnesota, and me, Hemp, and Debut are all on the same time. Like, we're gonna drive out there, every exit, we're gonna get off, park somewhere, and then we go. Like, you get the Jack in the Box, I'll get the Chevron, you get the Taco Bell, and
Yeah, so you guys are alternating, not going in where there's 3 scribes fucking back to back to back.
Or we would we do roll calls, you know, to save time. Like, the best plan of attack is like, you go get us here, I'll go get us there, and you go get us there. So we would do that. And yeah, like at this particular time, like we did Seattle to Minneapolis.
Damn.
And we're talking like, you know, you could probably drive there. I think the drive was 17 hours if you drive nonstop.
Yeah.
But we would take like 3 days because, you know, obviously you got to be realistic. You can't get it all. But, you know, a lot of exits are just like 3 gas stations, you know. So we would go, and it's tedious as fuck. I'm not going to lie. It's hella tedious. So I think it takes a certain type of person to be able to do this, you know. Like, I probably would not bring the young homie Block on a scribe mission, you know. Like, I think he would go crazy pretty quick. But like, you know, you're getting off every exit. You like got to get off, and fortunately for me, these two, Debut and Hemp, they're on that time. Let's do this. And I think it's fun. I think it's dope, you know. So if you drive the whole way there, get off every exit and get everything, you don't need to do it on the way back, as long as you get everything on the way there, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what we would do, you know? And it looks like we're going to do another one next month. So I'm hella stoked.
Damn. So you'll go for like days.
Yeah. And for my 30th birthday is when I was like, I had met Oyum like right before that, and I was like, well, we're gonna do a scribe mission for my birthday. I want you to come with. And we did me, Oyum, and Debut went from San Jose to Denver, and we brought him along this scribe mission, and yeah, it was fucking dope.
That's so wild. You know, I got a buddy who was in a band that ended up getting like signed. They were doing like, you know, tours in the nation. And he was like, dude, Seudoe and Oyum have so many scribes around the nation. It's kind of ridiculous, to the point where like everywhere we were stopping, they had it. And it was just like, I don't know what the fuck they did. And like the lore of us trying to figure out
so sick
how like this way, how is it possible that like, you know, to the middle of the country, these dudes got fucking scribes damn near at every single stop. But obviously now it's like you guys have dedicated missions for hitting everything.
And it's, you know, it's tedious as fuck, but it's cool, you know. And
how long did that take from San Jose to Denver?
San Jose to Denver was like, because you got to keep in mind, like, once you get out of this area, there's not a whole lot of shit.
Right.
Like, you know, you can go 50 miles without an exit. So it takes about, I remember we made it all the way to, I think, Reno or something. Stayed the night out there, made it all the way to Utah, stayed a night out there, and then went to Denver. And then
so like 4 days.
Yeah, about that. And stayed in Denver for like 2 days, and then made our way back.
Damn.
And usually when we do this, we try to take a separate way back.
So driving wise, it would be 18 hours and 31 minutes from San Jose to Denver.
Yeah. So, and you're talking like whatever time you get up, 8, 9, 10 in the morning, and like pretty much scribing until 10 and 11 at night, you know. And It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone, and you know, there's definitely more prize to come with people bombing and shit like that. But like, it is dope to fucking. I don't know.
I disagree.
Scribing's dope too, though.
Because if you, I mean, the only reason why I say that is because I mean, yes, okay, in the impact of bombing and graffiti, people are like, yo, like Malvo, right? Like
the
Malvo
fucking
has
man.
tags everywhere. You can't go anywhere in the world without seeing a Malvo tag.
Yeah.
You know, so like I feel like he probably does what you do with just tags.
Yeah, the Mean Street King for sure, dude. I've
really?
seen him in London, Amsterdam, and Paris. You know.
Yeah. I've never been anywhere around the world that I haven't seen a Malvo tag.
Yeah.
Like, it's
the fucking man.
It is
sure.
crazy how up he is, and so don't get me wrong, like Malvo's king. But eventually tags get buffed. You know, like I mean, he's pretty cutty, but like. You know, you bomb and it's like, yeah, you get known, but if you're not on top of it, then yeah, you're like, oh, whatever. Like, but like a scribe could last 10 years, 15 years,
For
you know,
sure,
like
for
you just don't know, you know, I mean, but some of those cutty gas stations where they're like not going to replace the mirror because it's a waste of fucking money will be there for the next 20 years, you know, like recently they closed down a Safeway here in the peninsula, and they reopened like a grand opening one, and I was like, oh man, like I went in there and fucking I saw some of my early scribes from like 2010, and I was like, that's so insane that's been there the entire time, 16 years of these scribes.
Yeah,
you know, like there's no way I can ask like the store manager to like give me this mirror, but like
I trip out on that too, you know. More so like how many, like the amount of shitty scribes I've had to do before I got to like a decent scribe, and like
yeah
seems to be like, dude, like Santa Cruz was like my trial and error, like,
and you see them still,
my
right?
apologies for all the shitty scribes in Santa Cruz area, but like that's where I kind of figured out, that's where I like, that was my like testing grounds for like scribing, you know. It was like the amount of garbage I've done out there that is still there today, like almost like 15 years later. And yeah, it's like it takes a while to figure it out, you know, like how to do syncs and shit without fucking shit up,
breaking your stuff all the time. Yeah. You know what's funny is that like when I first started doing syncs, it was like, you know, when you hit a white sync, it just gets whiter, but then you can't really see it. And it was my homies that would always be like, just do it now, because when you come back to it, like over time, it'll get filled with dirt and you could see it better. Or like I even had a homie that was like, oh dude, I always try to see if I can get a little bit of dirt from the outside, and like I'll scribe it and then I'll smash the dirt on top and like really try to get it like nice and whatever, so that like it's already getting pre-filled.
I've had like, you know, when I was really young, like 19, 20, getting into it, like I used to bring like a Sharpie with me and fill it in with a Sharpie.
Oh, sick.
And it would make it hella black though, and I'm like, it'd be dark, you know. And then eventually, you know, I just started learning like that guy. I think through the lore, somebody told me that Full Battle, rest in peace, he was like, just not lick the bottom of your shoe, but like lick your fingers, touch the bottom of your shoe and rub it. And that's like probably the way, you know. And the funny thing is like, where was I? I was off the 5 like almost a year ago, and I was like with my chick, and I was like, I'm going to get this bathroom real quick. And she's like, okay. And, I think she had to go to the bathroom too or something. And like she walked, and the bathroom was open, like, so you could see inside. And she walks up and sees me, rubbing the ground, like trying to find dirt on this piss soaked floor to rub into the sink. And she like looks at me and she's like, you fucking dirtbag. And it was just funny, you know, but like, that was one of the things is like, yeah, I remember somebody telling me like Battle's like, you lick your fingers and touch the bottom of your shoe, but there's more sanitary ways to go about it.
And just for the youngins, because I want to put that out there too, like Battle 663, look him up. Legendary dude. You know, unfortunately, you know, people pass away and like, you know, they kind of get lost in history. And so like, yeah, I think you bringing him up, he was obviously legendary.
Rest in peace, Battle. Yeah. Like he still has a ton of like runner shit down in like the Orange County, LA area. Like
For sure.
Major influence. Battle's super sick. I met him once very, very briefly when I was
Okay.
with Hemp 83. Met him outside like a dive bar one day. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's super sick, man. Fucking yeah. So I always, just in case someone might be like, oh, whatever, like, you know, there'd be a lot of young kids do that. I'll bring up writers like, oh, I never heard of that. And I'm like, how have you not heard of these people?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's crazy how the history of graffiti. It's not necessarily that it's disappeared, but I think that the notion of young kids not caring. I don't know if it's not caring. Maybe that's a little too vague, but like,
No, I feel like I see that too, you know? Like,
yeah,
I feel
it's
like I
like-
see that too.
I feel like when, you know, growing up, I mean, we're around the same age. It's like you there's so little of it that you have to like really try to find information and ask people, or, you know, like you said, right, the lore, like, you know, you hear these you know, over the top like stories of like, oh man, yeah, I heard that, you know. So like for me, like, yeah, like, oh yeah, dude, fucking Seudoe's, he's like a limo driver, you know, like it's crazy. He's like a corporate limo driver in a tuxedo catching the scribes. And I'm like, what an insane thing. Like I've heard of this lore years before, you know, now I get to finally hang out with you. But it's funny how that happens, and you gotta like want it and learn it. And I just feel like in today's generation, there's not much of that anymore. There are some people that are like, you know, super like, I want the info, but yeah. And so as a result, these people that, you know, even when I was coming up in graffiti, people that already passed, like you still heard their names all the time. So I don't know. I just wanted to throw in
I
there,
love that
you know,
shit.
yeah, for sure. So that's sick, dude. Fucking, that's great lore. And I love that your lady caught you being fucking disgusting.
Being a scuzz bucket. Classic scuzz bucket.
Yeah.
Not licking the bottom of my shoe.
Of
but
course.
Putting my fingers in the piss-soaked floor of a Chevron off the 5.
Yeah, to get your scribe to stand out a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Scuzz bucket.
Dude, that's such a great fucking thing, man. Like I don't even know. Like I'm very curious to hear what people hit me, because there people always hit me after a podcast is out, and they always want to ask me questions, and like I always love hearing the feedback. So yeah, I'm excited to. People are like, yo, that fool fucking Seudoe's just touching piss floored fucking.
They're probably like, he's a buffoon, he's a pervert, and he's a toy.
Nah, man. Fucking A, dude. Like I've seen you get it for so long. And it's always the cuttiest, you know, like, I mean, scribes for sure, but then, you know, streaker tags, man. Like fucking,
Oh, yeah.
I see your streakers everywhere, you know, and like, I mean, I would say you're like orphan level with the cuttiness, you know, like just the.
I'd like to be eventually. That guy's the motherfucker.
Well, yeah.
The guy was the man, rest
Yeah.
in peace. But
100%. But yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm just
for
saying,
sure.
like, I definitely am like, you know, every dumpster, you know, every like fucking supporting pole for a chain link fence, right? Like, I've been in so many random spots, and then obviously just freight, like, you know,
Yeah.
definitely seeing like your streakers running on freight, you know, like behind the ladder on like, you
Yeah.
know,
I love that
auto
shit.
racks and all, yeah.
I love that shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, sick, man. Fucking so, you know, I also, you know, just love talking about like international. You know, you'd mentioned Amsterdam, London. You know, for traveling, you know, what's like, you know, were you doing travels with like a girlfriend on vacation? Like, I'm gonna get it in while we're out, or you're like, I'm gonna travel there and fucking, you know, it's similar to your scribe missions. You're like, I'm gonna travel to fucking do graffiti.
A
little bit of both?
A little bit of both, you know,
Yeah.
like going out to Denver. It's been a while since I've done like a trip just for graph.
Okay.
You know, like these past couple of years, it's mostly been like with a girlfriend
Mm-hmm.
somewhere. And,
You're fitting it in when you can.
and fortunately enough, like, I'm able, like the girlfriends I've had are like, or my chick at the moment, like she's been with me in public when I've ran into people and seen their reaction to meeting me, and like the mentionings of the scribes, you know, like she's been with me when I've met people that were like juiced on my scribes, you know. And so I think she sees that like
This is something more to it than just
she
being
sees
like,
that like this guy loves doing this shit, or this guy, you know, this guy's, I don't know, built a reputation around this. So like she seems to be pretty supportive of like, I mean, we went to Miami last year, and is like pretty supportive of like, hey, I'm gonna get all this shit, you know, like
yeah.
kick it, and she'll kick it on her phone. And seems to be a decent balance of like, hey, I want to pull over and get this shit, like, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, as far as the travels, yeah, like for the most part in the last couple of years, it's been like trips with like girlfriends, you know, but more recently has been like my homie debut is gonna come out and stay with me at the end of September.
Sick.
And then Hemp's gonna come up and stay with me, and like from there we're gonna be like, I'm trying to find like a route to go, like let's go this way and get all this shit. But for the most part it's been just trips, random places, you know, going to Denver to get tattooed. I did that, and getting it in while you're out there, you know, for sure.
Yeah,
For
sick.
sure.
Any memorable stories internationally? Oh, and let me ask you this: how do you get your scribe internationally?
I've never had any issue just bringing it with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like X-rays and anything like that.
Yeah,
like,
I think because it's carbide, it doesn't set metal detectors off or something like that. Or it's not a blade. It's not a blade over
Just
3
looks like a
inches,
pen.
you know? So,
yeah,
I haven't had any issue. I fly a decent amount, and I have had no issues like getting it in. The airport's one of the best places to scribe too.
oh for sure.
So, yeah, I haven't had an issue flying with it ever. Like no one's ever taken it from me. So,
okay.
fortunately.
I maybe just because I'm paranoid, I always just threw it in Tenchi's makeup bag.
Yeah, I could see that because
That's Cuddy.
I went the longest time like, yeah, like being like, oh man, I'm feeling like I'm like on a To Catch a Smuggler or something. Like,
Yeah.
oh dude, I'm gonna get hella sweated if I bring this, but they don't really care. It does not look like a weapon or anything
Right.
like that, so I haven't had any issues. I do have some international stories for sure. I do have to piss one more time. Sorry.
Go for it.
Yeah, sorry, man.
It's all good.
It's the coffee, man.
Yeah.
We're back, baby. Sorry about that.
Drain the main vein.
Drain the main vein.
Say international.
International stories. Stories, I guess it's a story. I've been to Cuba. I've been to internationally. I've been to Cuba. I went to Cuba in 2017. I went to Paris, Amsterdam, and London. I've been to those, but it was mostly on like vacationing type tip, you know. And Europe isn't the best place to describe because all the bathrooms cost like money out there and shit, you know.
You got to pay to scribe.
You got to pay to pay. You got to pay to play.
Yeah.
You know. And so yeah, I've been out there. Was able to tag here and there, but not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Same with Cuba. Was able to do that.
How's Cuba?
Shit, man. I I got a pretty decent story for you. You know,
Always wanted to go.
it was cool. It was like back in 2017. I think at the time they just they relaxed requirements for a visa to go there. Like you can go there if like one of the reasons was like to learn more about Cuban history and way of life, I think was a reason. And it's like, okay, cool. That's what I want to do. That's actually where I had my first cup of coffee because we went out there.
What?
Yeah. We went out there.
So prior to this, you never had coffee ever?
I always thought it was like, oh man, that shit's nasty. Or like if I had it, it was like some very sugary foo-foo-y drink, you
Yeah,
know,
okay,
like a Java mocha,
Yeah.
something.
Some bullshit.
And so we went out there and like you can go out there, you could stay out there for hella cheap too.
Yeah, I heard.
Like they let people rent out like a room in their place. I think they call it like Casa Particulares or something like that. Mm-hmm. And you can pretty much Airbnb rooms at people's places for like $15 a night.
Wow.
And when you would stay there, they would bring you breakfast in the morning, and then at the time they would bring you out like eggs, toast, and like coffee, and you know, and like
Some cafecito.
and Cuba isn't like, you know, it's not, the people there don't have the most money, you know, so if they're bringing you a cup of coffee, like I'm not going to be disrespectful and be like, nah, I'm good, you know.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I like got to force myself to enjoy coffee, and since then it's
Cuban
been a
coffee
daily
is good
thing.
too.
Yeah, it was great. Like my first cup of coffee was in Havana, Cuba,
Damn.
and it was cool.
Did you smoke a Cuban cigar while you were out there?
Yeah, I did. And like, I don't know, like I wish I enjoyed it. Like, I mean, I brought some back. I did bring some back for the homie to roll some blunts with.
Oh, okay.
And I remember like my homie who like lived at a legit trap house, and was like, I brought us a Cuban cigar, Cohiba, for him to make a blunt out of. And like, I don't know. I was like, I think like I used to smoking shit you get high off of or something.
Mm-hmm.
So like the cigar was whatever. It was cool though. It was like a novelty when you're out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. Like I was telling you when I got here, I was engaged at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a story that like I was like, I'm gonna tell this at our wedding, like this story, you know. And so this was like 2017, and at the time I was not doing the best. Like I was like pretty fucked off, you know. I got hella into the opiates, and which progressed into smoking black tar. I was like smoking tar for a minute.
Whoa.
And this trip, I think, was like right around when it was starting. Not bad enough to where I was like dope sick all the time.
Yeah.
But bad enough to where like I was like, fuck, dude, that flight's probably going to be. Because when we went to Europe the next year was when like, dude, I was like dope sick the entire time. But this was when I just had gotten like, as I was like snorting oxys, and then that progressed into smoking tar. Never shot it up, but was like smoking it, loyal to the foil for a minute. And so what was I going to say? So to go out to the flight there,
I gotta hit something so that I can deal with the flight.
I took some Xanax to help me sleep on the flight and to kind of make my arrival to Cuba a little bit more cozier than like if I was like withdrawing a little bit. And so I remember before I went to Cuba, I remember talking to like Zenko, like, hey, I'm going here, and him telling me that dude Snarl from WD and Seudoe, I believe, he's like, they just went out there, and I was like, ask him how it was, and he's like, dude, you can get it all day over there. And I was like, okay. So I don't know if you've ever taken Xanax or not.
I have not.
But certain people, it makes you pretty much black out or just not give a fuck. And I remember we got to Cuba around like Havana, like 8 o'clock maybe at night, checked into our room, and started just walking around. And I just remember thinking like, it's all good out here. And I was being burnt as fuck. I was like barred out, catching tags on the main street in front of everyone. And I'm not like that. Like I carry myself pretty cutty, you know. Like I'm pretty like, I don't like to catch tags in front of anybody. I don't care if it's like a civilian or not. I don't know. I just always how I've been.
Yeah.
But when we got to Cuba, I was just being hella burnt, and we were just in the main areas. And there's some graph out there. I seen Snarl and Seudoe out there. And I remember just walking around catching streakers everywhere, like tagging on everything like it was going out of style. And I remember my lady at the time being like, yo, you should chill. And I'm like, nah, it's all good. They don't give a fuck. And sitting there tagging, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, these federales roll up and get out of their car with like their assault rifles. And I don't speak a lick of Spanish. You see how white I am, man. She spoke a little Spanish, and they're just like talking to me in Spanish, and I didn't know anything. I didn't know what they were saying, you know. And like all of a sudden they like notion with their assault rifles to like get in the car. And I was like, and then they arrested me and my chick at the time. And she just starts crying, you know. And I'm like, dude, I'm so fucking sorry. I felt like such a buffoon. And took us to the jail, and we got to the jail, and like they're on their computer, and it was weird, man. They on their computer, the picture of me that they pulled up was like my permit photo from when I was 15. I had never even seen this photo.
Shit.
They had like a photo of me from like when I was getting my permit, you know?
Yeah. What a trip.
They brought us to like their jail, and because her Spanish wasn't the greatest, but she can do like some basic communication. Mine was non-existent. And they were using like a flip phone with Google Translate or Translate on it.
Oh, shit.
And I remember the cop writing on the phone, like, what you did in Cuba is very bad and you're in a lot of trouble. And them showing me the phone, and I'm like, holy fuck. And I really think her being with me really helped the situation, because she was just crying the whole time. And so they took us back to the Airbnb. They got our passports, and then they took us back to the jail, and they like started like scanning everything or copying everything. And then they wanted to go back to the scene of the crime. And we go back to the scene where the area was, and very, very fortunately, that same area I was tagging, like I put a sticker up. So we were able to like kind of convince them that like, hey man, all I did was a sticker. Like they didn't search me or anything. Like they don't do pat down searches out, at least to me.
Oh, so they didn't catch the streaker in your pocket?
Yeah, they didn't feel me up or anything like that, or inspect me. And
Wild.
So we were able to convince them somehow like all I put up was this sticker. And he came up to the sticker and it peeled off hella easy, and he just like crumbled it up and threw it away. And I really, really think that helped my case. I think if he would have saw all of like the tags I did,
yeah,
it would have been a lot more looked at, you know. But he saw like I put a sticker up next to 100 other stickers, so it peeled off hella easy. And he's like, and he just like crumbled it up and threw it. And so they took us back to the jail. We sat there for a couple hours while they like, I don't know what they were doing. And then by some miracle, they're just like, okay, get the fuck out of here, you know? And they kicked us out of the jail. And my girlfriend at the time scolded me. And the rest of the trip, I kind of had to like behave a little better, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Did you still get tags after there?
I still scribed for sure. Yeah, everywhere we went, I still scribed. But
you're like, I'll be cutty with the streakers.
She definitely was not pleased with me, and like, you know, we ended up getting that relationship. We ended up getting engaged, and that only lasted like I don't know. I call it a 45-day fiance, because I think like she was only like my fiance for like 45 days, and then dumped my motherfucking ass. But I was gonna tell that story at our wedding, because I was like, I wanted to see the look on her dad's face and my parents' face when I told them I got us arrested in Cuba. They've been hella pissed, you know? And I really wanted to tell that story on our wedding night, but we didn't make it that far, unfortunately.
Yeah, I could see why.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my Cuba story.
That's insane, dude.
I'm really happy that was it, you know, because I've like since heard of like people going to jail for like 10 years for flying a drone in a park out there.
Yeah.
Like they don't fuck around out there. And like,
no,
you can go to some areas that are very, very like communist vibes or like very, very politically, overwatched vibes, you know, cause we spent 2 weeks there and just bouncing around the entire island.
No, really.
And, yeah, like, dude, they don't fuck around out there. And, I should have listened to my dad, cause he's like, be careful. Like, they're different out there, and I was just like too loaded and stupid at the time to like take that advice, you know.
Did that like, you know, kind of like kick some realization? You're like, maybe I need to chill off the
drugs?
Yeah.
I feel like I should have taken those 2 weeks in Cuba because like at that point I wasn't like full blown withdrawing or anything, you know.
Yeah.
And I got back home, and that's when, like, as soon as I got home, I started hitting it harder, you know. I started just smoking black, like, every fucking day, you know. And that should have been my time to get off of it. But no, like, I think, like, that entire trip, I was like, dude, I can't wait to get home and get fucking loaded. And, yeah, when I got home, got hella loaded. Like, never injected it, just always smoked it.
Yeah.
But, you know, and then the next year we went to Europe for like her cousin or her stepbrother got married in France
Okay.
or London, the countryside. And by that time I was like needed to do that shit every day, you know. And I remember, dude, by that point I was just so bad that like on our way to the airport, I was like, you know, she never knew this, but like I was like actively doing this shit. This is one of the contributions to the engagement falling through, was like I was doing this all behind her back, like our first 2-3 years together. But I remember heading up to Oakland Airport to fly out, and like my bank account only having like $50 in it, and I'm about to go to Europe for 10 days, and like, and then I smoked the last of my tar like an hour earlier. So I'm like, dude, I'm about to get hella sick and be on a 12-hour flight, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just remember that shit, and like, it's a fucked up way to live.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, congratulations for getting out of it, man. A lot of people, unfortunately, don't.
yeah, dude. Then that shit is actually what ended my limo career. Was you know, so we went out to Europe. You know, I didn't get at that point. Like, yeah, I was like hella dope sick, and when you're dope sick, like graph's like the last thing on your mind,
right.
you know. And go to Europe. Europe was cool, but there was a lot of drama because I was like dope sick the whole time, and you can't hide that shit, you know.
Yeah.
You can't hide it at all. And you know, we get back to Santa Cruz area, and the limo job at that point was already very, very dubious of me, because like I said, you can't hide that shit.
Right.
I hid it as long as I could, because I was like, you're driving, your bosses don't see you. You're just coming and getting in the car and taking off.
Mm-hmm.
And but like before that Europe trip, I like came to the office one night and took a car to like go. I honestly, it was like to come get a town car, drive all the way up to like Redwood City, kick it with the homie, and do some tagging. I didn't realize the owners of the company put tracking devices on the car. So they saw like a car had taken off from the office at middle of the night, and they're like, what the fuck? And they saw it was me. And I go to Europe, come back, and they fired me. They fired me from the limo job because they're like, at that point they knew there was so many different signs and shit.
Yeah.
And like, they're like, nah, man, like you can't talk your way out of this. You're fucking fired.
Damn.
You know? So that ended the limo run.
Damn.
Yeah. But at that point, you know, I had done it for 5 years, and I was just burnt out. I was just like, fuck, dude, I've like driven all over the bay. I'm burnt out. Yeah, that's the limo job.
Damn.
Was able to do a decent amount of graft though from that job.
Yeah.
And a decent amount of stealing. That job, dressing up in a suit and tie, really got people to turn the other way when you came inside, you know.
Oh yeah,
so
for sure.
it helped me do some decent amount of thievery at one point too.
Out on the jug.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the best takeaway obviously is that, like, you know, once again, man, congrats that you're, you know,
Thank you.
clean and sober, and,
Yeah,
and
thank
you know,
you.
enjoying life. You know, I mean, unfortunately those things can get out of control, you know, and it does hinder a lot of things, but you know, in the end, you know, you pulled out of it and you're still continuing to do the stuff that you're doing and elevating and growing. So
For sure. Yeah, that shit really derailed me progressing at everything in life, for sure.
mm-hmm.
Graph wise, everything wise, you know, that shit will derail your shit fucking quick.
Yeah, drugs aren't cool.
They aren't
Yeah,
for sure.
all right. And so how long, you know, because obviously we're talking about a derailment, how long did it take for you to get sober?
You know, fortunately I wasn't smoking tar for too long, smoking heroin for that long. Like that fit, like it started all with like opiate, like painkillers, which have progressed into like snorting oxys.
Yeah.
And then the classic trajectory of like, oh, this shit's fucking expensive. Switching to this, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Smoking it.
It's unfortunately it's a
It's
very
like
easy
such
pipeline.
a classic trajectory. Yeah.
I've seen it many times over. You know, don't get it twisted. Like I have friends and stuff like that are like, you know, and a lot of that actually, unfortunately, it came from promethazine.
Yeah.
You know, like
That's what people don't realize.
A lot of people that were, you know, sipping lean and all that stuff, you know, it was like, well, fuck, dude, it's like $1,000 a brick, you know, fucking $200-$300 a line, and it's like I could just go get straight up heroin, and it's like, you know, significantly cheaper.
For sure.
So yeah, I definitely saw that throughout the years, and with other writers, unfortunately, that are no longer here because of that.
Yeah, for sure, man. And like, fortunately, like that life, I didn't have to live that lifestyle for crazy long before I was like, dude, fuck this, dude.
What
like,
made you snap?
You know, like I had gotten fired from that job, and like I was like, I did Lyft for a minute because I was like, I drive for work. Like,
yeah,
I
you're
should
already
do
used
this,
to it. Yeah,
do this, and it was so much different. Like limo driving, they gave you all the jobs for the day. Lyft, you had to go out and hustle yourself. You know, you had to go like get those trips yourself. And so, you know, I had gotten fired from that job. I was doing Lyft, and I was just miserable. You know, and like I was like using a car that Lyft provided, where you rent their car and you got to do a certain amount of drives to pay for it.
Oh yeah, like the Prius thing.
Yeah, and I found myself like, because of drugs, like sitting around half the time or like not driving, and then Sunday, the deadline was like midnight at Sunday, and then Sunday would come and I would be having to drive all motherfucking day, or else I had to pay for the car out of pocket.
Yeah.
So I did that for like a week, you know, and I just like, and at the time, me and my lady were living with her dad because like, she had bought like a property like kind of close by to him. So he's like, her dad was hella cool. He's like, you come stay with me while you guys get this place ready to live. And we were living with him. And like, I was like, I think I was just like, dude, I'm so fucking fed up, dude. I'm burnt. This shit's whack. I was like, I don't know. I think I just reached the point where I was like, the next step is being homeless. You know, like I was like, I think I just saw it as like, I can't go any further. Any further, I'm going to like really, really fuck shit up. So
yeah.
From there, like just, got off of it from that, you know.
Did you guys go to like rehab or anything like that? Or you
no,
just,
I
like,
never been to rehab.
Cold turkey, just
like a cold turkey thing. Yeah.
Sucked it up and dealt with the sickness, and then just
kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just no rehab. Like didn't do like a 12-step program or anything like that. Just like fucking
willpower.
Yeah. Pretty much like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you, dude.
Thank you, man. Like, yeah, that shit's fucked up. That shit's hella fucked up.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, you know, and I always love saying any like, you know, knowledge or, you know, advice for youth and this and that, and like, you know, having you talk about something like that, it is very serious. It's a thing that can happen to people, you know, if you know, they do designer drugs and they think it's cool for right now, and you know, later on it can be very devastating. So for you to sit there and talk about it, which I appreciate you being open about this, but then using it as a, you know, in a way, a lesson for people that are listening to this to like, you know, maybe think twice before doing something, you know, it's a good opportunity for that.
For sure. Yeah, that shit hella like fucked up my life, you know. And I'm sorry. That shit yeah, I just like, it made me fall the fuck off on everything, you know. Like I was like, I went a while like barely ever doing graph because of this, and aside of the other things like fucking up finances, relationships, everything like that shit really fucked a lot of shit up.
Right.
To where I just fell off for a second, but fortunately that's not the case anymore. Yeah, fortunately it's not.
So then once you sobered up and transitioned your life to being better, how, you know, what was the trajectory for graffiti? When did you lean into that because you're like, okay, now I'm sober, you know, I took a break or whatever from what was going on, I'm gonna, you know, focus my energy? I
think, you know, because at the point, like I said, like my girlfriend at the time was, you know, we had this property, and like that kind of became my focus, you know, and that kind of became the motive for stopping drugs. Was like, you know, I got like, I don't know, I feel like I'm smart enough to see like I'm smart enough to see, like, I got a good thing that I don't want to fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, I had fucked up a bunch up until then, but I think just like that kind of became like, dude, I've done enough damage to this relationship already. I just need to be a solid motherfucker for once. And so that kind of became the focus. You know, it was like
getting your shit together and just
getting the shit together. Like, and her dad was hella cool, got me a job at his work, and I'm still with that place today. It's been like 8 years since so it's been like 8 years, and I've done decent for myself there. But like, I think while like living with her, kind of graph took like a back seat for me.
Sure.
You know, like still we would go places. Like I'm always gonna fucking scribe for sure, but like it became less like I was still going out and doing it, but just not as often. You know, I was like still going to paint stackers, still going to down to my parents, and down there's like where the 3XKs are. So when I would see them, it ended with some sort of graph being done. And so I kind of went into that mode for a minute of like, I'm just going to be a solid motherfucking dude and just like play the role. And that went on for like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years. And then eventually we got engaged. And I remember like we got engaged, but right up until the engagement, we had like a 3X meeting down in SoCal. And it was like a meeting where we were putting down, we were putting some new guys in. And I just remember being like, saying like, oh man, like my graph days are done. Like I'm not doing that shit no more. So like I wasn't that invested in like the politics of the meeting per se, you know, because like at that point I was like, I'm about to get married and stuff like that. And so I had gone down for that. We had the 3X meeting. We put down a couple dudes. We put down that dude Raid. Raid's hella sick. He's like HOF, TBK. Young. I call him the prodigy. He's like really young dude who's hella fucking sick. So we put down these youngsters in the crew. It was dope. And then came back up, and I was just kind of gearing up to be like, I think in my head I was like, this is like the path my life is on right now. Like I'm still going to do graph, but it's not like a priority anymore.
Gotcha.
Eventually we got engaged, and then like I was saying when I met you, like with the engagement came a few inquiries into like, hey, what was really going on with you? Like, what was up with you in Cuba? What was up with you in Europe? Like, with being engaged is like, if we're gonna get married, you need to tell me this shit, you know? And I was hella resilient at first. I was hella resilient. And, you know, and then eventually I was like, dude, I'm going to be straight up with you. Like I was fucking smoking black, like our first year or two together, you know? And, it was some pretty hard news to deliver, and it was received very emotionally, you know? And ultimately led to, the engagement being called off, me getting the boot from the property, and me having to move up to the proper Bay Area now, San Jose. That's the Bay, right?
Yeah.
So then I moved, so that, the engagement, once again went south, so I moved north. It seems to be a pattern, when relationships fail, moving north. So then I moved to San Jose, and then, stayed up there, that's where I currently stay. And, that's how I moved to San Jose, and that's how I met young Block, the motherfucking man, my apprentice. And, started living in San Jose for like 4 years ago now.
Okay.
And
slowly progressing back into graffiti and
progressing back into graph, you know, like
now you're doing your scribe trip next month. And
then I moved to San Jose, was living there, and then got hella into fucking powder. Actually, I got hella into powder upon moving to San Jose. So I switched from heroin, and then I got hella into powder, and then powder really fucking took over my life for a minute. Like, shit, I was doing blow like every day for probably 8 months. I did blow every fucking day, you know? And then like, I still painted, I still tagged here and there.
Yeah.
Like, You know, I would be all coked out of my mind, like, oh, I got a freeway shot. Let's go get it. You know, the bullshit that comes with being coked out of your mind.
Yeah.
So then that became it, you know, like fucking doing hella powder every day. And then that ran its course on me, you know, like that fucked shit up. That fucked up relationships. That fucked up finances. That fucked up progressing at graph. And then, that like a similar duration. I feel like that, like I'll let drugs destroy me for like a year or two. And then I'm like, all right, I'm burnt.
Yeah.
You know, I'm burnt. And, eventually, like it ran its course, you know, and like it got to a point where I was like, fuck, dude, like similar with the heroin, you know, like being smart enough to know like, if this goes on any further, it's going to fuck hella shit up for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, yeah, like quitting coke isn't anything like heroin. Like it's much more easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, was just like, man, I'm burnt out on this shit. Like never sleeping. Like people at my work were getting sus of me. Like I have enough homies there that were like, yo, you got to chill the fuck out. Like people are noticing it, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was doing blow off my desk at work. I was doing blow in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I was partying hard. Thus the Charlie Sheena tagging, you know? And eventually like that ran its course. And then I was just like, fuck this, man. I'm burnt out, and stop that. And since then since stopping it has given me the opportunity to like repair all the bullshit. Like, you know, I was able to save up and get a brand new car from stopping blow, you know?
Oh yeah. I'm sure it adds up very quick.
That is what has led to this, the amount of graph I've been able to do in like the last year was getting a brand new car. Cause like I had like an old ass fucking Prius that had like, I don't know, 280,000 miles that was like randomly choosing when to break down on me, you know? So like it made me so hesitant on like going anywhere because like I was like, dude, my car is going to fucking break down or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
So kind of like took some time to like correct all the damage. Once again correct the damage that I had done, and with that I was able to get a brand new car. And I think since having a brand new car, I'm like, you know what, fuck it, like let's go get those spots in the 5, let's go to the trains, let's lurk. So that's pretty much been like the focus for the last like year or so now is like just fucking back into it, you know, and like trying also progressing as well. Like, yeah, you know, I feel like up until getting into drugs, like I was like constantly going and like trying to develop styles and like evolve stylistically. And I think maybe the drugs like made me just when I would do graph, it would just be the same style. Like, you know, like a bomb or like a half-ass piece or throws or tags, you know? Yeah. And I think upon moving on from the drugs, I was able to be like, you know what, like it's time to progress. Yeah. So that's kind of been like the focus for sure.
No, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. You know, I mean, get addicted to getting better.
For sure. That's definitely been like the focus. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it feels good, man. Like it feels good. I'm so happy to still be incredibly in love with graph, dude. I fucking love graph, man.
Yeah.
And
years later, it's still ticking all those boxes for you.
I'm so I'm just like happy, like been doing it for like 20 years to like still get the same satisfaction that I did when I painted my brother's bike gold. Like that satisfaction of fucking someone's shit up and them being like, who the fuck did this? Yeah. So that satisfaction's still there, you know, and like it's came about a few times. I remember driving home one night from the Sackers with Nazo, and there was like a box truck, but it was one of the farmer box trucks in the middle of the fields. Okay. And we went and got like big fat caps on it. And for the longest time, we were like trying to mimic the people's response to walking up on it in the morning. Like, you fucking motherfuckers. Like, yeah, they fucking got the Gardena truck, you know? And like, I don't know, something about, maybe it's a fucked up thing, a fucked up psyche to have, but something about like fucking people's shit up. And them not knowing who, like scratching their head to like this fucking dick.
Yeah.
Has always been there, man. Has always been there, and I'm so happy it's still there.
No, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Like that's, I've always said before, like graffiti, in a way, it is kind of a young man's game, and I think for as we start progressing into older writers, right, it's what keeps us young. And I also don't think, I mean, you have to grow up to a certain degree, right, and be responsible, take care of shit, handle it. There's always an evolution, but I also will push back on that and be like, you shouldn't grow up to the point where you lose that kid self inside of you,
For
like
sure.
always have that, like, that love towards like new things. And like, I think that's one thing I've always really loved about graffiti is that like, when you do get that new tunnel or that bando or like you're, in the train yard, it's like, it's exciting to like discover and like walk over and climb. And it's like, kind of brings you back to that like feeling of like this new adventure.
For sure, and like, I do feel it's possible to like become older and be an older writer and be responsible and still do graph. And I always look at the two people I use for examples of like these guys got it dialed in are like that guy Taze from Osh and like Sirius. Like these guys still are able to do a healthy amount of graph, but like live a responsible, like fulfilled life, and that's just like inspiration right there to like people that have the balance down to where they're able to have a professional life, but also still do graph. You know?
Those are the best. Those are like the superheroes.
And I feel like they're few and far in between. I'm sure you've met a handful of older writers that are just like scumbags,
And we were talking about this at the beginning of the podcast, because a lot of people will hit me up and be like, you should have this person, and then there's a lot of graph writers that I will go to. Sometimes a hard thing is getting people to come on the show. But then when there are people that do want to get in on there, and then I go meet them, and I'm like, I don't want this person in my house.
Yeah.
Like you're going to know where I live. You're going to know where all my equipment is. Like
for sure,
it's a very vulnerable thing to bring someone that's like, I can't trust you with the knowledge of knowing where I stay at.
Yeah.
You know, and like my livelihood is here.
Yeah.
It's like, this is fucking, I'm not trying to flaunt because I had to, max out credit cards and borrow money from people, but this is a $10,000 sticker printer.
Yeah.
I can't afford another one. I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
I would have to open another credit card and like, so if someone breaks into my house one day and steals a $10,000 printer, my business is gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just can't afford to have people come in here like that, so I vet people very toughly, and I'm like, okay, you have your shit together.
Thank you for having the trust in me.
Yeah.
I definitely use like that guy Taze as like an example. And I just seen him and painted with him like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, you're like the example of like how to do life right and still do graph, and like, that's kind of what I'm trying to do at the moment, but I feel like there's a balance. There's a balance, there's a balance.
I finally met him. I've been a fan of his for years. Him and Sire, right? Like
two super sick guys, and I was telling him also, tell Sire he's the fucking man, dude.
I've never
both
met.
Are hella sick.
I didn't meet Sire, but I met Taze. I forget what it was, but we were somewhere for an event. I don't want to like dox by proxy some FBI kid that's like starts looking at hashtags and figures out.
Yeah.
But we were. I was out in an area for an event, and he recognized Steiner, and then he just was like, oh, what's up, fool? It was me and Steiner kicking it, and then we ended up talking, and then he's like, oh, you write? And I'm like, yeah, I write mine. He's like, oh, dude, I fucking fuck with your podcast. And then we just started having a conversation. And it's funny because me and Taze have talked many times online, but never actually met each other in person or like, had the connection. We just talked online because I talk about motorcycles. He listens to the podcast. So he was like, yo, can you tell me about this bike I want to get? And I'm like, yeah, fucking, what do you need to know? So to finally meet him in person, he was just like super chill. And I was like, dude, I fuck with this dude tough.
Taze, you're the man, dude.
Yeah.
I've
told him to be on the podcast, but he's cutty that he's like, nope.
It's an honor and a privilege to. I've been able to paint with him like 2 times now.
Okay, sick.
I'm like, dude, you're the fucking man, dude. He's the man.
He's a lurker.
Yeah. Very big inspiration. Has done a lot for Southern California, more specifically like San Diego graph. He's done a decent amount down there too.
Okay. Oh,
I
good
tell
to know.
that too whenever Enron gets brought up. Also, this fool's done. Enron did a shitload of graph for the San Diego like scene. Too.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Another great guy.
yeah.
So see, like Enron's one that I would love to have on the podcast, but I don't have a way of getting hold of him. So if you,
Yeah, I don't know. I have yet to meet him, but like,
Yeah.
When I do meet people that know him, I'm like, that guy's the fucking man.
if anyone knows him and wants to touch base, holler. So I do want to hop into a couple of the questions that people submit for the podcast.
Questions, huh?
Yeah, we got quite a few actually.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, people were super hyped. Yeah,
They're like, finally, you're having a toy on the podcast.
no, I don't think so. Block fucking just said yee with a fire emoji.
The fucking pervert.
Yeah. Let's see here. So 206 Mobber would say, would you rather paint a train or a tunnel?
At this point, trains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the railroad, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love the railroad a lot, and I have been going very regularly recently. And I love it, dude. I walk away every time being like, dude, I love trains, man. Like I geek out on them. I'm definitely
You're a foamer.
I'm on the foamer side. I'm on the spectrum side. I'm definitely
Yeah.
like an autistic, probably autistic dude. So like
Slight spectrum type thing.
like I went to the big boy Union Pacific out in
I missed out
I went
on
to
that,
that
dude.
just by myself, dude, when it happened out in or Roseville.
Yeah.
And I just remember being like, dude, this shit's badass. But then after that, I went to the Amtrak station across the street, and there was all it was like the foamer dudes with the walkie-talkies and shit. And I remember being like, I approached them and I was like, how do you learn more about the railroad? And they like sat there for like probably 45 minutes. And like, just like, we're like, what do you want to know? And I was like, I want to know where this is going. But like more specifically, I want to know like who's making the decision to park these stackers in this field for a year. Like who has that knowledge? I need to find them because I want to know someone out there has this knowledge of like who's like yard masters or something have this knowledge of like park these trains in this field for 6 months. Like,
Yeah.
I want to learn that, you know? So
Yeah.
at the moment it definitely is, trains, but I have painted a few tunnels recently and I'm like, fuck yeah. I like doing it all. I like
Right.
to do it all. This year so far, it's been trains, freeway shots, and tunnels for sure.
Okay. Sick. Some of the stuff we obviously covered while we were talking, so I'll keep going. Bud Not Buddy says, what's worse, a clogged cap or a clogged can?
Probably a clogged cap because you could probably put another cap on it, right?
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, for sure. I would say
Yeah.
a clogged cap for sure over a
I've
clogged can. I
only-
mean, worst case scenario, you could always just pop it with a knife and use that for a fill.
Yeah, only recently, like I've done I don't want to talk. I don't want to exaggerate anything, but I've done a decent amount of spraying so far this year. Like, been trying to go probably minimum like 3 days a week. I try and spray
Oh,
as of this year, which comes with a lot of paint being needed. And only recently have I had like one can clog on me, the Rust-Oleum Red Primer.
was it old?
No, it was new too, and like
Fuckers.
yeah, that was a bummer.
Quality control.
I'm scared to pop them. You know, I've never popped one because, like, when I was a young kid, when I was young, I was in a field with my brother and we found a can of like black Rust-Oleum, and my brother went to pop it and it just exploded in his face and his face turned black. And I always just think of that. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm afraid to pop cans because I know I'm clumsy as fuck. That shit's gonna explode in my face. It's gonna cum shot my face.
Hey.
Sorry.
No, that's all good. Kai Tran just says, how do you have a scribe in every bathroom ever? I think it's more of a statement, but
Thank you. I will try to get more and more and more. That's the goal.
Elab says, boxers or briefs?
Elab, you're the man. Sexy beast. What are briefs? Are briefs like Doug Funny underwear? Like from
no,
Doug?
no, not tidy whities, but it's like,
Can I show you what I have and you tell me?
hey, yo.
I want to say boxers.
This is for the paywall, the fucking A.I.T.B OnlyFans.
I want to say boxers.
All right, fair enough. B-Boy Drew, what was your favorite country you painted if you have been out of state?
Yeah, I didn't get to paint fucking Cuba. Did get arrested out there.
Right.
I didn't really get to paint Europe. I was there. At that point, I was
Doing
fucked
through so much
off.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I was fucked off. But like, I've, got to paint up and down the West Coast. I really liked, I liked painting in Minneapolis, dude. I know it's not another country, but I think it's the closest thing to that answer. Was we spent a few days out there and just lurking all the yards out there. And the track sides in Minneapolis are super sick, man. Like a lot of old HM shit, TCI shit. Like there's some sick ass pieces on the tracks in Minneapolis.
Sick.
And we got a trackside that was flicked like almost 10 years later that
wow.
I think is still there. Me Hemp and debut.
Sick.
So I liked it out there. All the pieces, and you see like this shit that you've only seen online, like that dude H-back who killed it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it out there.
Sick. Shout out my man Torch. He says, I want to hear Seudoe's list of top 5 scribe killers.
Top 5 scribe killers. Torch, you're the man. I see you. Thank you for the
Sick.
love.
Yeah, I was gonna say you of all people. I mean, you're like the Bay Area scribe king. So like,
Thank you.
who's the people you see?
Number one's always going to be Hemp 83, like the amount that guy's done. Like, I think last I heard is he's been to like maybe 40 states. Like he scribed 40 states, and
Whoa.
I think at one point Too Much from REM was doing the 50 state challenge. Cause we had seen at gas stations in the middle of nowhere, like him write 50 state challenge.
Oh shit.
I'm going to say Hemp 83 is number one. Smear, MLS, rest in peace. Like
yeah.
I was legitimately sad when that guy passed away. Like that guy's so fucking sick, dude. Rest
Yeah.
in peace to Smear. One of my favorites. Smear, Hemp 83. Top 5 scribers or who I see the most.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a ranked, but just, yeah, who do you see the most that you're like, oh man, that dude gets it a lot?
In the Bay Area, I'm seeing, as far as anyone new doing it, is this guy Puerco, Puerco. Puerco. He hangs out with that guy Buffet or whatever. I've been seeing him. Sayer from DTC, Art Screw, like he has a lot. Seamer, ISB. Pretty much that, but I feel like my top 5 scribers are gonna be like Hemp 83, fucking Smear. It's going to be, I guess you could put Erupto in there.
Oh yeah,
because Erupto has a fair amount of scribes. I'm trying to think of the last 2. Maybe I don't know. I'll put Oyum in there because I love that fool and I love him a lot. I love you, man.
Do you think that Denver, when the whole 365 thing, do you think like that Denver trip solidified your guys' friendship and stuff like that to like rock like?
For sure, I think like right after that is when they put me in 365, and then we went years like barely talking and like because I was all fucked off, and then but like I'm so happy to recently like reconnect with him, and we've been painting on like a kind of regular basis, and I remind him like, dude, I'm so happy like we're hanging out and shit again.
That's
I feel
awesome.
the same way about my one of my best friends, X-File, my twin flame. We've been painting like on a weekly basis too, and then I kicked it and painted with Kava. It was like probably like 2 months ago now, but like I'm just really happy to like be reconnecting with these people that I didn't see in like 10 years, and like all of them favorite writers in the Bay that are super inspirational to me,
Yeah.
Been hanging out with that guy Yerba too.
Oh yeah, sick. Casual,
hella sick dudes, man. Hella sick dudes.
Yeah.
Not to get off topic, but top 5 subscribers: Hemp, Smear, Sayer, probably Evades, and then High VOA. A lot like Inland Empire guys where I'm from, but
Yeah.
really, really like opened up my eyes to like, damn, these fools travel to scribe, you know? So biggest inspirations are probably those 5 right there.
Sick.
Yeah.
Joey Andrew Miller.
Ooh.
He says, who is the biggest pervert in the Bay? And then in parentheses, it says, guaranteed this fool knows.
Oh, man, dude. Like, I want to say, I don't want to give myself the title, but I'm going to say X-File, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the toxic perverts, the unsavory characters like that. Like, I want to reclaim the name pervert in a healthy way, you know? You can be a pervert and not be canceled, you know?
Yeah.
And we're talking about healthy perverts, like that guy's just a freak, or that guy just loves to get down. And I want to say X-File or me, you know? We're the top 2 perverts in the Bay.
We don't kink shame on A.I.T.B.
Good. And him though, Joey Andrew Miller he probably is like one of the reasons the term pervert got brought about, you know? It's like, damn, you're a pervert. But then I just was so motivated by his perverted shit that I was like, I got to do this myself, you know?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
American Terrorism says, what is the best banh mi spot in the Bay Area?
Dude, I hate to say it, but like I'm like a kind of a picky eater, unfortunately.
You live in San Jose, basically.
I know.
The house of the banh mi.
I actually went to like I met up with a Racket, Oyam, and Differ last week at an Indian food truck, and like I was like, oh yeah, this is my chance to like break outside my my boundaries, and like I was like,
did you get explosive diarrhea?
I was like, I couldn't find anything. And I was like, I'm just going to get a bowl of rice. And they're like, what are you talking about? And they're like, I was like, I'm just going to get a bowl of rice. And they're like, nah, get the chicken wrap. That shit will smack. And I was like, okay, I'll get it. It looks all right. And then I got it and I had like a micro bite of it. And I was like, I'm sorry, man. Like there was just too much going on for me, man. And I'm bummed, you know, cause you would think all the places I go and like, all the places I pop into, you think I would have developed some multicultural taste.
You should have like the Food Network episode. You should be like Andrew or
Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain of Scribes.
You know, you would think that, but like, dude, I'm a cheese pizza kind of guy. You know, I would like to eventually write a tour guides, a tour or like a visitor's bathroom guide, like for people on travel, like what are your best bathrooms? I could say like, you know, Jack in the Box, their bathrooms are like a 6 out of 10, but like Starbucks, they're like a 9 out of 10, but surprisingly a secret heater is the El Pollo Loco bathrooms. Like I really want to write some sort of like bathroom tour guide, like a bathroom review book or something like that would be cool one of these days.
Okay, well, since you're the picky eater, I'm gonna carry you on this one.
Yeah.
My 2 places that I recommend in San Jose is either Duck Hong, which is just fucking crack, and if you buy 4 sandwiches, you get the 5th one for free.
Ooh,
super good. I usually get just the chicken and add an egg. But recently I went to, and I apologize to the Vietnamese community. I fucking love Vietnamese food, but obviously I don't speak it. It's Hoang Lan sandwich, and it is on. I don't want to blow it up, but like I also want to give people the heads up. It's off of Tully Road and South King Road. Hoang Lan sandwich, bro. Smack ass sandwich, fresh bread, amazing ingredients, $8.
it's a pretty good price.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's like it's so cheap. I mean, great quality price, great quality sandwich, super friendly people. Accidentally left my Chrome bag with like a $600 camera, my AirPods, and fucking I was like freaking out. And then I called them. They opened up at 5 a.m. by the way, and I called them, and they were like, "Oh, yep, it's here. Don't worry about it. We took care of it." So super friendly people that are loving and caring, and I will fucking beat the shit out of anyone that has anything to say against them. Hoang Lang off Tully and just a great banh mi spot for cheap.
I went on a dinner date last night with X-File, and we went to Zachary's
Cute.
Pizza. Zachary's Pizza, and that shit was fucking amazing. You know, I'm on the quest to find the perfect slice of cheese pizza.
Have you been to? I was actually just because I got tatted 2 days ago from Steiner. Have you been to? Fuck, where is it? Let's see here. It's by Biergarten, Belmont. Have you been to Slice House by Tony Gimignani
Where's that?
in Belmont?
I have not. No, I'm on the quest to find the perfect cheese pizza. Kind of like that guy, you know, Dave Portnoy, the One Bite Pizza dude.
I hate him.
Such a buffoon. He's
fucking
such a
can't
buffoon.
Stand him.
You want one bite, everyone knows the rules. But like, I'm on the quest to take him out. You know, like I want the one bite, one scribe. Everyone knows the rules. You know, I'm on the quest.
One bite, one scribe.
I want to on the quest to scribe every pizzeria and coffee shop in the Bay. Is like my plan.
Sick.
You know, and like
Well,
to go back into the scribing, I have like a giant map on my wall of the entire Bay Area, and it's every street. It's like a street map of the entire Bay, and my goal is to every area I get, like if I get the plaza of like El Camino and Santa Teresa, I highlight that on the map, and the goal is to fill the entire map.
Oh shit.
So I like sit there in my bed and I stare at this like map, and it's every street in the Bay. So not to get off on the food topic, but like
no, it's all
it
good.
kind of is relevant. But yeah, so like that's my goal, is like to hit it strategically. So to circle back to what we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
is like I look at it like that, like quadrants. Like I get off and like have to look at an exit, and I like got to get everything, you know, so I could highlight it on my map. And then at the end, I will sell the map or something, maybe.
Needs to go in a museum.
Yeah. The Museum of Graffiti, which I went to in Miami, and I got their sink. You know, nobody had their sink. I went to their, it was pretty cheesy. That place, like, it just looked half-assed. It looked like they, like, came up with it and set it up overnight.
Yeah.
But I went there, and, like, I had to get their bathroom, you know, and no one had their sink, you know.
Have you ever? Was the mirror fucked?
The mirror was fucked. Yeah, the
Yeah.
mirror. I don't think you could even see your reflection, but nobody had the sink, you know.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Have you ever gone into a spot? Obviously you're walking to spots just to get the scribes, but if you actually eat there and like they're nice, have you ever been like, I'm not gonna scribe their spot just to like?
You know, I'm kind of partial to like mom and pop spots having brand new mirrors.
Yeah.
But like
You won't pop
their
a cherry.
The sink, you know, you could get it and not fill it in, so it just fills in over time. And they're like, who the fuck did this? You know,
Yeah.
but like maybe mirrors a little bit. So
So you don't
know?
pop a cherry.
Yeah, you know, like I just
Depends.
went to a coffee spot the other day, and they had a hella nice mirror, but it was like a mom and pop spot. I got their sink for sure, and I got everything else, but like their mirror, I just was like,
I'll let this one ride.
yeah.
That's hella funny. All right. Well, I mean, we already talked about scribes and scribe missions, but Grism said scribe and scribe missions ? And then chocolate milk ?
I love chocolate milk. I love chocolate milk, man.
Dude, there's no way you got that fucking tatted.
Yeah. I love chocolate milk, dude.
That's hella funny. Yeah, chocolate milk's fucking.
Thank you for the acknowledgement. Those who know me know like chocolate milk is my thing, dude. It's my fucking thing.
Are you like a whole milk guy, fucking almond milk, or?
Oh, just whole milk. Yeah, I'll do Nesquik. I'll do Nesquik. Yeah.
Okay.
But like I'll try chocolate milks from different places.
You remember? Yeah, I was having this conversation with a young kid the other day. Do you remember when you would have to use like a butter knife to open the lid of a Nesquik powder?
Yeah. I remember that.
Like those tins.
Yeah.
And it would just be like the fucking metallic tin, and in the middle would be like a tiny little disc.
Yeah,
and you have
yeah.
to like pop it to the side.
I think some of them still do that.
Really?
You know? Yeah, because
Oh.
they have like the family size, they have like the small size, and they have a medium size, and I think the family size still has the tin on it.
My favorite thing back in the day is my mom would once in a while, you know, if we got really spoiled, she would get, because it'd be on sale, she'd get the chocolate and the strawberry, and I'd do like a scoop of each.
Ooh.
So I get like a chocolate strawberry fucking.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That sounds
was my
delicious.
shit.
I've had strawberry milk a handful of times, but I'm a chocolate
You're
milk
a
dude.
chocolate dude.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like Dairy Gold, like fucking.
Yeah, some of those. Yeah,
Yeah.
some of those.
Okay, word. Slamo or slame_o says poop stories. No crazy poop story? Having to shit on the side of a fucking highway, or because
I think I had to in the Troll Slayer yard one night. Well, that was what we ended and eventually named this stacker spot in the East Bay that's no longer there.
Okay, that was the Troll Slayer yard.
We call it the Slayer Layer. And
sick.
I remember getting there and just being so excited about the amount of stackers in there that like I had to go, and like it was in the middle of a field, where the classic sock as a toilet paper story.
That's so funny that you got so excited you had to shit.
Yeah. It was kind of like fools when they get drugs or something. It was that with stackers though. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, those are all the questions. Like I said, everything else we've kind of basically touched base. So it would just be like rehashing it.
Mm-hmm.
Those are pretty much all the questions I have. If there's anything else that you'd like to, throw, this is your episode, anything that you wanted to touch base on or talk about.
Not too much. I've fortunately, since I did get a new vehicle, I have technological advancements in it. I've been able to listen to the podcast, all your episodes,
Thanks, man.
I drive down, my parents are still in God's country, Lake Elsinore. So it's a decent drive,
Yeah.
So I've had,
It's about what, 7 hours, 8?
7 with no traffic,
Okay.
7 with no traffic. So I've had the chance to like drive down there a bunch and listen to the episodes, and I feel like one of the questions you've asked was like, what would I tell like an 18-year-old me?
Oh, yeah.
And I'd probably just try to warn myself of like the perils of fucking substance use, I let that shit really fuck my life up for a minute, and like I feel like it really it derailed my fucking life, and I feel like finally I'm at a point where like I feel like right now I wish I was here 10 years ago, where I'm like trying to paint 3 or 4 days a week and like trying to progress, that shit really fucked up progressing in graph, like, and it doesn't need to even be hard drugs. Like the blow fucking got gnarly, blow got out of hand. And I think I would just try and maybe warn myself of the path of destruction I would be having to go through if I got overly consumed by that. Because graph definitely, you've probably seen it. It puts you in environments where substance abuse is heavily encouraged.
Yeah.
That's how I did blow for the first time, was at a graph get together. And it was like, at the time I was like a straight edge hardcore kid, and like, they're like, why aren't you partying? And I'm just like, I don't do that shit. And they're like, people didn't fuck with me because of that, So like, I think, graph definitely put me in the position, or put me in environments where substance abuse or doing drugs was like, I'm not going to advocate for like 12-step program or sobriety. Like, I'm just saying, I guess if I were to meet the 18-year-old version of myself, I would try to warn myself of how badly drug use would fuck my life up, Fortunately, I was able to get out of it, and like, life is great right now. Life's amazing. I'm very lucky to be where I am today. Still love graph, still trying to do it as much as I can. But, it did fucked up me progressing stylistically, financially, everything. That shit will fuck it up, and it's easy to get stuck on shit. Yeah, so I'd probably try to warn myself that. But that was like a question that I've heard you mention in previous episodes that I was like, yeah, for sure. I like wanted to think about that one.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. I mean, like I said, right, advice for the youth. If there's anything that we can say on the podcast that like inspires others, the biggest thing, the reality is we kind of are like the last of the era of like having like mentors. And well, I mean, it's nice that like you're saying, fucking blocks your apprentice. I mean, that's
young apprentice.
Yeah, that's something that like, you're doing. That's great. But I feel like a lot of kids unfortunately don't get taken under a wing and kind of get like led to, and unfortunately that could go both ways, right? Like you could be led by a complete dickhead.
Yeah,
that brings you into oblivion, right? But for young kids that are looking for something more, I love that, you're very much touching base, like even mentioning Taze and this and that. You can do a graffiti. you can be a part of this scene, but you can also be just a good person and
Yeah, it's possible.
further yourself and have your shit together and so I'm very excited for you at this point in your life. Like now you can travel and paint and do some shit, like maybe go back to Europe and get some spots out there, so it's like that's such a beautiful opportunity to be able to do that and to convey that and talk to kids. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
And then I mean the real last question that I always like to ask everyone, is what would be, with your picky eater, what would be your last meal?
Yeah, it would be
A slice of cheese pizza and a Scribe.
in Lake Elsinore. Can you do the original Oxy 80s count as a meal or no? Probably not. But that was a joke.
damn.
That was a joke. I'm not seeking that shit. No.
Your humor is amazing, by the way.
It can be off-putting to some people. I feel like some people have been like this guy's either a dick or this guy's out of pocket. Yeah, but it would be a gallon of chocolate milk from DeJong's Dairy. Lake Elsinore has a dairy. They have their own dairy that makes their own chocolate milk, and they get the chocolate imported from Switzerland.
Whoa.
They make their own chocolate milk. And they only
Spell
sell
this.
it.
Hold on, I want to.
They only sell it in Lake Elsinore, and dude,
DeJong?
DeJongs, DeJong's Dairy. And I've been going there my entire life, and whenever I go down to my parents, those who know me know, the moment I get to Lake Elsinore, I'll pick up 2 gallons easily, minimum, and then I bring that shit back. I've even tried to
In Wildemar?
yeah, exactly, which is pretty much Lake Elsinore.
Okay.
I've even tried to get a hold of them and be like, will you ship me chocolate milk? And they're like, if you take care of the shipping logistics, we'll send you it. But it would require dry ice, all this shit, So
Yeah.
when I do go down to my parents, I always bring that shit up.
Well, shit. Now I'm you got me
It would-
fucking curious, dude.
It would be that with
Whoa, this is the spot.
that's it exactly. It's just like a
Oh.
wooden little
That's a
storefront.
cute little sign.
They got a little their version of a little zoo, and it's like guinea pigs, rabbits, peacocks.
That's it right there.
That's it, baby.
Oh.
I wish they had a dope ass logo that I could get tatted, but I had to settle for the Nesquik one. That was the tat I showed him. Was
You would
the
have gotten the
Nesquik bunny.
DeJongs.
I would for sure. I have a hella of their shirts. I got 4 or 5 of their shirts.
Oh my god.
That chocolate milk is amazing.
Okay, well I have to have this now.
Yeah, next time I drive down there, I usually bring up a couple gallons.
Yeah, mark me for one.
I will bring some up.
You know, that's so funny. It just makes me think of this guy. You ever been to Porto's
No, what's that?
in SoCal? It's a Cuban bakery
Ooh.
that only is in Southern California.
Uh-huh.
There's a few of them. I think there's maybe 4 of them or whatever in LA, and they have this amazing guava filled pastry that I'm obsessed with. There's this cutty ass Filipino dude here in the peninsula that has a brother in LA, and so he's obviously here he's in LA, and then he's actually here in the peninsula, and they meet halfway in King City. So he'll go and bring him like 40 dozens of Portos, and then I'll meet in King City, and then come back and then just slang them. So I can still try fucking Portos pretty fresh every week when I see him over at he'll just literally post up with his van completely open and it says Porto's Bakery, little ghetto fucking banner that he made, and Lucky's in Daly City, and I'm like, what's up, dog? Let me get a fucking dozen of fucking
Sick.
guavas. But you imagine just doing a jump where someone brings you DeJong's chocolate milk halfway.
And I've done that. I've
could
met
be a
homies
DeJong's-
halfway, but it was for Molly or I think it was a couple Molly runs where I would meet the homie halfway who would
Yo,
want
bring me
Molly.
a gallon of DeJong's while you're
And
at it.
now it's gonna be hey, meet me in fucking Paso Robles with some chocolate milk, and I'll give you Molly in return.
Dude, I mean, chocolate milk's definitely a better addiction.
So yeah, it would be a gallon of the chocolate milk. There's also a pizza place in Lake Elsinore called Pizza Bowl. It would be their cheese pizza, and it would be my mom's French toast. My mom makes me French toast when I go down there.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's it's a very I don't know. Probably the most dullest answer you got, but it'd be chocolate milk cheese pizza and French toast, man.
That sounds fucking great.
It's very comforting, very cozy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm a diehard French toast person, so
I
like
love French toast.
That's all within my range of like what I like to eat anyways.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, yeah, that's basically all the questions I got for you today. I mean, unless like I said, anything else you want to add?
Just thank you to everyone. Thanks for all the love, and I love my crews, man. 365, I love you guys. 3XK, Troll Slayers, I fucking love Troll Slayers. Troll Slayers are still doing it, man. Still doing it. We're like, last I counted, like 530 spell outs or something like that, you know? So still pushing that. All the homies in Lake Elsinore, my Lago Boy dudes. Yeah, pretty much that. Just my crews, my friends, and yeah, thank you to everyone. Yeah.
Sick, man. Well, I know you're trying to keep it cutty, so we won't have any contact info for you.
Yeah, there is no social media for me. You know, I don't put my graph online.
It's just more if they bump into you on the street somehow.
Yeah.
For sure. But for anyone that's listening, if you're coming off a search or anything like that, you can find me on Instagram, Bay Area Graffiti. That's Bay_area_graffiti. And then my personal graffiti is What's Your Name? Name is spelled Naym, just mine backwards. Other than that, you know, I got to push it again. leftcoastsigns.com if you need eggshells, you know, all your printing needs, I can make it happen. But other than that, man, thank you for coming on to the show.
It's a pleasure, man. Thank you for wanting me.
Yeah.
And thank you, Young Block, for arranging this
yeah,
one, man.
for sure. Big shout out to Block for setting this up. And then, yeah, thanks to everyone for listening. I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.
What is this rush thing? What is the rush that you get from it?
The ultimate rush, nothing to beat it, no drugs, no nothing.
Are you the kind of person who goes up on those signs on the freeway?
Yeah, more than anyone.